Darnold reaffirmed a lot of the doubts that people have in him. Can he play solid football in the big game? And this is a regular season game. You can look at it as, oh, okay, well, you got to play them again. But he's had 3 opportunities to step up and be the guy. 2 games last year with the Vikings, 1 game this year with the Rams. And in all 3 games, he has not stepped up and been that guy. Obviously, I watched the film. I'm looking at the interceptions. And it's just some of those interceptions, like, what are you doing, Sam? Like, you're too good of a player to make these decisions. So, unfortunately, the doubters have reason to continue to doubt this man. Me personally, I think that he'll be able to bounce back. I think that with the support of this defense, with the talent that he has around him, I think that he could be okay. But unfortunately, he's 0 for 3, and we got to call it how it is. My man has not shown up when this team needed him the most. He lost that game. Mm-hmm. It's simple as that. He lost that game. Yep. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Defense played great. JSN did his thing. The run game was decent, had over 100 yards. Sam Darnold lost that game. Can he bounce back? Yeah, I think he can bounce back. But he's got to wear this one.
Let's make this a conversation about Sam Darnold, but I don't want it to start with a question about whether or not the team believes in him, because I think they made that very clear. First of all, this was Mike Macdonald post-game when asked about his message for Sam Darnold.
Keep ripping it, man. We love you. We got your back.
And here was Ernest Jones in a radio-friendly edit of what I think was a very sincere way of having his players back.
I mean, Sam's been balling. Like, if we want to try to define Sam by this game or what, man, Sam's had us in every game. So for him to sit there and say, oh, that's my fault. No, it's not. It was plays that defensively we could have made plays. There were opportunities where we could have got better stops. Yeah, I mean, like, it's football, man. And he's our quarterback. We got his back, and you got anything to say, quite frankly.
I don't think this is a, well, what's he supposed to say kind of thing. I think this is very sincere from Ernest, from Mike Macdonald, in terms of backing up Sam Darnold. And by the way, this team is not winning, or was not winning heading into this game, in spite of Sam. Sam was very much a part of what was working for this team, scoring a lot of points through an especially explosive pass game. But what do we make of Sam Darnold? And feel free to join this conversation on the text line, 866-979-3776. Bump, I'm wondering, this is a question that I posed to you earlier. I want to bring it on air. I get all the questions about Sam Darnold. They're all very fair. But how many quarterbacks in the NFC can you look at and say, oh, that guy clearly can carry his team. That guy's clearly a franchise guy. They're there. But I think there's more quarterback questions in the NFC, and NFC teams have tended to depend more on either run games, defense, or more wholly complete units.
This is the only problem I have with that question, is that I don't want to look around the NFC and be like, oh, well, they're not doing it. Well, they're not doing it. I want to stay home and be like, all right, man, you got a defense that's balling. You got weapons that are balling. There's only about, 4 quarterbacks in the league.
But that's what I'm saying.
You look at it and you say, all right, they're going to carry the team. Yeah, for sure. There also aren't quarterbacks that are in the situation that this team's in right now. Last week, I started to buy into, all right, this team, this is a Super Bowl type of team. I still think they are. I still think they're conference contenders or whatnot. I still think so. But there aren't many teams in the conference that you can look at and say, there's probably 3 or 4 teams in each conference you look at and you say, all right, these are contenders type of teams. You just can't have your quarterback play the way that Sam played last game. So how many are there? I will. I say I'm not going to look across the conference, but I am. All right, so how many are there? I would say Matthew Stafford's one of those guys. Didn't have a great game, but also didn't turn the football over, 2 touchdowns. Took advantage of some great field position, right? 2 of their touchdowns were on drives that were extremely short, and Sam just executed. I would say Matthew Stafford. I throw Purdy in there because he's been to the big game.
Sure.
Hurts has been to the big game. I throw him in there. And maybe Jared Goff. So, 4 or 5 guys in each conference.
And we were debating that one. I know that I was impacted by Sunday night.
Yeah.
So.
No, I mean, Jared Goff has been to a conference championship, you know. So, in each conference, there's only about 3 or 4 guys to where you can put that onus on them. And I think that for Sam Darnold, the people wanted to see him the people wanted him to give them something to believe in and say he could be that guy. So far, he just hasn't proven he's that guy. I think it's in him, but I can't sit here and defend what happened yesterday. It was just bad, man. It was a bad game. Now, and going back to Ernest Jones, he's a leader, and he's going to say that, but defense, you played your butt off, man. The defense, y'all did exactly what the heck you were supposed to do. This is Ernest Jones being a guy. You had 100 The Hawks outgained the Rams 414 yards to 249. 279 yards in the air for the Seahawks, 130 for the Rams. 135 on the ground for the Seahawks, 119 on the ground. The Rams were 2 for 11 on third downs. The defense did exactly what they did to Kobe Bryant, punching that ball out late in the game to give them hope towards the end. The defense did what they're supposed to do. So, yes, Ernest Jones, I get you. You're going to get out there and defend your guy. You're supposed to do that. You are a leader. But I don't think there's anything more this defense could have done, honestly.
No, I don't think so either. They did a phenomenal job. I think that Ernest is a competitor who's going to believe that no matter what. Like, I think he fundamentally, not only do I, like I said earlier, think that he's backing up Sam for real, I think he also genuinely thinks they could have been better. That's a mentality that makes you succeed in the NFL, and it's one I don't really have because I look and I go, but you got an A on the project. What are you talking about? You did great. The Sam Darnold conversation hasn't changed for me. I was hoping that Sam would be able to meet a big moment and maybe calm some of those fears. But I'm leaving with the exact same question. I think it's the question that everyone around the NFL has. Can Sam perform in those big moments when the lights are brightest, like I said earlier? And I'm not taking solace in the fact that other teams have question marks at quarterback. I think what I'm doing is pushing back against the idea that not having that answer means you cannot be a Super Bowl team.
Oh.
Overwhelmingly, much like spending in baseball, like there are certain things that have a very positive and obvious correlation with postseason success. Having a franchise quarterback, and I mean a franchise quarterback, is one of them, right?
Yeah.
It is not on accident that Patrick Mahomes has multiple Super Bowls, that Tom Brady has multiple Super Bowls. It is not on accident that some of the best quarterbacks we've ever seen have been to and won multiple Super Bowls. Not all. Drew Brees has one. Aaron Rodgers has one. But still, like, we know when a quarterback is clearly better than everyone else or a top 5 guy. Josh Allen hasn't been to a Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson hasn't been to a Super Bowl. I'm just saying that, like, I haven't removed the Seahawks from the Super Bowl conversation just because it's very obvious that Sam Darnold remains a question mark. Here's my lingering question from a former NFL quarterback, from a Hall of Famer. Kurt Warner was tweeting about the game. He said, I'm at the Rams Seahawks game today. Sam Darnold came in playing great on a 4-game win streak, but had one of those rough days we all have. Always cool to see a sideline encouraging, lifting up, and staying behind him during the game. I've been there. It's not fun. You feel terrible, and you know you're the reason. But nothing helps you remain confident more than knowing your guys and coaches have your back on those days. And that's great, but what I want to get to is an answer that he gave to someone. Someone just said, what do you make of the notion that Sam Darnold can't win the big games? Kurt said, this is Kurt Warner, I think some guys have the big game gene and others not so much. I'm not saying he doesn't, but he hasn't shown it at this stage of his career.
Simple as that. I think it's well said. Do I think he has it in him? Excuse me. Yeah, I do. Do I think that that he made some poor decisions? Yeah, for sure. But I'm not giving up on Sam Darnold yet. I'm treating Sam like my kids right now. I'm treating Sam like my kids. I got to be 100 with you. I watched the film. Someone texted in, "Oh, Kubiak didn't put him in great situations." I watched that film. He made poor decisions.
We got
we got to be honest with each other. He made poor decisions. That doesn't mean I'm giving up on him. That doesn't mean I don't think he has it in him, because I've seen him, even at the end of that game, he put together a drive to help this team and put him in position to possibly win that ball game. If they would have made that field goal, we would still be talking about his interceptions, but we would be talking about his resilience. I think Sam Darnold can still do it, all right? But I also think that he still has to prove to himself, most importantly, that he's capable of doing it. I think he is. I've watched too much film. I've seen too many throws to not believe in his ability. But Kurt is right. There's something that happens in these big games. I've been in huddles to where we need this drive to win the game, and I'm looking at the eyes of my teammates, and some dudes are just eyes down, I don't believe in you. And some guys want the football. And you got to be able to be in those moments and play your best. And Sam has to prove that to himself. I think he can do it. I believe in him. But he's 0 for 3 in big games so far in his career.
I want to get to a couple more things before we go here. More about, let's talk about what the Rams did I think that that's an important question here in terms of what Sam can do going forward. This is Sam Darnold asked about the Rams secondary postgame.
Yeah, I mean, they do a good job of disguising shell and all those things. I feel like, a lot of defenses do the same thing. I feel like, their pass rush, their linebackers, their safeties, just being all on the same page and playing really good football. They do it at a high level. They seem like really smart players. So, but again, I just, those are self-inflicted wounds, turn the ball over like that. And sometimes, it's better just to try to throw the ball away or even take a sack when nothing's there.
Sam Darnold had faced more stacked boxes than any quarterback in football, and that was in part because while the Seahawks run game hadn't taken off, they were second or third in the league in attempts per game. You're showing run, you're using heavy personnel, you're actually carrying the ball quite a bit. It's like a 50-50 split. Defenses have to still, be aware of that and play for that. So is what they did a little bit of showing those stacked boxes and then actually being in dime more often than not? What did you see?
They didn't stack the box.
Yeah.
The Rams said, we're going to play too high. We dare you to run the football. And this is where the lack of explosiveness in the run game kind of hurt you because you didn't do anything to really threaten the Rams like that. Like you ran for a decent amount of yards. What to say, over 100 for sure. You had your moments. But the Rams were like, look, we're going to play too high, and we're going to drop this safety in the middle of the field. We're going to take that away from you. We're going to be sticky on the outside. I called out number 14, Kobe Durant, and he said, Michael Bumpus, shut your mouth. I'm going to have a hell of a game. And he did. Like, they were sticky on the outside. They
he said, I won't forget that.
Well, I'll never forget. And I'm going to wear 2 diamond chains at the same time and flex on you. But they stayed in too high, and when the ball was snapped, they rolled a safety down to the middle of the field and played a robber, took away the middle of the field, and the corners were great on the outside. And that defensive line was good as well. They were stunting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was good. This was a
smart
battle.
Defense.
This was a battle. The score is what I expected. I expected it to be a close one. I didn't expect that it could be a close one with 4 turnovers. Like the fact that you had 4 interceptions and still had a chance to win this game is what keeps me believing in this football team. Still got to hold people accountable for sure. Sam didn't have a great game. I didn't see enough play action and rollout the way I wanted to see it. And there are reasons that Kubiak didn't do that, and I'm sure Kubiak is kicking himself as well. Everyone's kicking themselves, but this was a good Rams football team that you limited. Matthew Stafford did have 2 touchdowns, but there were some janky touchdowns. I mean, 1-yard touchdown to Devontae Adams. You got short fields. Okay, you show that you can play with the best. You still got the same question going into this game. That's the part that hurts me the most is because you still have the same question going into this game about the same guy, Sam Darnold. Can you do it? I think he can. I think they'll get right. But this was disappointing, and you still had a chance to win this ball game.
This is what Chris Long had to say after the game.
You come away from this game and you're going to turn on the TV tomorrow and you see people talking about Sam Darnold and how terrible he is. And, the burden is on him to prove people wrong in those big spots, and he didn't do it today. I will say this, though. If you're a Seahawks fan, your team's pretty good. Guy threw 4 picks. You have a chance to win that game at the end of the game against, in my opinion, the only quarterback of all the quarterbacks that we expected to be the best in the league this year to play like it.
So again, burden's on him.
Yeah, it is. It's unfortunate. Man, I was Stacy, when he threw that 3rd interception, I go, no, Sam.
There was a point where I was like, you don't even have to throw a touchdown, but don't throw another pick because you're going to get some random person out there that wants to be right about you, wants to be right more than they care about knowing about football. They want to be right that you're a bum, that you don't know what you're doing, that you haven't improved at all. You can see statistically that Sam Darnold has improved drastically over the last 2 seasons, over this past season, as compared to, say, 4 years ago. It's very, very obvious, but someone wants to be right.
It's just so unfortunate, man. You lose to the Niners. You lose to the Bucks. You lose to the Rams. The better teams you play this year, you've lost. A turnover at the end of the game to the 49ers. A turnover at the end of the game to the Bucks. 4 interceptions to the Rams. You can't ignore that stuff. And it's unfortunate. And I look at what Sam is and what I think he can be, and I think he's better than that. But when you lose those 3 games, and then you have the last 2 games of the season against the Minnesota Vikings, the doubters have entered the chat, and they are allowed, and they control. I tweeted, I go, hey, the doubters, you guys control the chat right now. I'm a Sam believer, but the doubters control the chat right now because you can't ignore what has happened. I think he can bounce back. I think they'll be fine. You still have a chance to win this game.
It's a Reaction Monday powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news with Bump and Stacy.
Headline number one, the Mariners and Josh Naylor have reportedly agreed to a 5-year extension. What's the real headline?
Shout out to the Mariners for having the Seahawks back with this news dump. That's a true friend. That's a true friend. They have your back. You lose a game, people are starting to say mean things about you. Here come the Mariners. Don't worry. Don't worry, bro. We got you. Hey, guess what? Josh Naylor coming back to Seattle.
I opened up the post-game show with this. I'm like, hey, guys, yeah, I know it was rough, but guess what? We got Josh Naylor's
back.
Said, let me make this landing spot really quick.
Give us something to be happy about. No, I'm glad this went down because there were signs that were pointing towards him not coming back, right? Him DMing Kyle Rowley, hey, brother, I'll always be rooting for you.
That was the most dramatic thing in hindsight. Yeah. Hey, brother.
Hey, brother.
I feel like John Schneider.
So, no, I'm happy. I'm happy about this. This made my Sunday a bit more better. This needed to get done, and I commend the Mariners for making it happen.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number two, Michael Penix is feared to have suffered a season-ending knee injury and the Falcons lost to the Panthers on Sunday. What's the real headline?
You should probably seek medical attention for a broken Penix. They have pills for that.
Dang.
Michael. This is actually really sad. That's the only laughing we'll do out of that one. It's a bummer, man. The Falcons season wasn't necessarily going anywhere, but look, Schefter hinting heavily this is going to be an ACL, and this late in the season, that also impacts your 2026.
That's unfortunate, man. It's some guys just can't escape it. They just have the injury bug. That's part of who they are and how their anatomy works out. I feel bad for Penix. And who's next up over there?
Cousins. He came into the game, did not look good.
There you go. All right, well, you're paying this guy $100 million, so go ahead and play him. Kirk Cousins, here's your chance.
Yikes.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number three, the Chiefs fell to 5-5, and they're now 3.5 games back of the Broncos in the AFC West after their 22-19 loss to Denver on Sunday. What's the real headline?
Look, we knew one day the Chiefs wouldn't make the playoffs, but we didn't think it would be in a season where Mahomes was an MVP favorite.
Yeah, that's crazy. To start the season, Moyer said that this wasn't a good team, and I went against him. I said, you know what? No, I think they're going to be okay. Then they win like a couple games in a row. And I'm like, oh, Moyer told you so. So now Moyer, I'm expecting a text from him pretty soon to say this isn't a good team because they dropped 2 in a row. Obviously, the Bills, decent team. They lost 28-21. Bills won this weekend as well. And then the Broncos defense is just legit. So it's not like they're losing to bums. You know, they've lost to the Jaguars. Well, that's a bum.
No.
The Jags. I still don't believe in the Jags.
The Jags have 6 wins.
They're frauds.
They have 6 wins.
I don't believe in the Jags still.
They
I don't believe in them.
They have one less win than the Seahawks.
Yeah, I still don't believe in them, man. Who the Jags play? They lost to the Bengals.
There are some sneaky teams out there.
They ain't beat nobody.
The Panthers, speaking of bad teams, actually. Only a half game back of the Bucks in the NFC South.
Yeah, I still don't believe in the Jags though. The film tells me otherwise.
Jags dominated. Absolutely.
I don't believe in them. I just don't
dog walked the Chargers.
I don't believe in them. They're gonna crumble.
I mean, I don't believe in them, but they're not a bum.
They're not bums. They're you know what? They're 2 months late on their rent. They're close to being out on the streets. All right, they're 2 months late. But yeah, man, the Chiefs. I don't like gloating when it comes to the Chiefs losing. You know what I mean? Because we want to see some variety when it comes to guys winning. But I think this is good for the league, man. Like, the more variety you get in the league, the better, in my opinion. And I think the Chiefs have had a great run. They could still pull off and win the next 4 or 5 games. You know, I don't think they're completely out of it. But I think this is good for the league, man. Have somebody else get some shine.
It doesn't get much easier. They take on the Colts on Sunday. They do still have some games to play against weaker opponents. So there's lots of opportunity here, but I think what's really messing with them, and for that matter with the Bills, who are going to make the playoffs by virtue of obviously their division. Speaking of Josh Allen, 6 total touchdowns, 3 rushing, 3 passing. Absolutely unreal. But I think that we're seeing question marks around these 3 kind of dominant teams the Bills, Chiefs, and Ravens for all different reasons, right? Lamar being injured for a long time is why the Ravens struggled, and here they are rattling off some wins to get back into it, just like people thought they would. But I think what's also happening this year is in the AFC, the Broncos and Patriots are just kind of unstoppable. Patriots a really interesting one because they have the league's easiest schedule.
Cheek schedule.
But
they're winning games.
They're winning games,
Gotta
and they're dominating.
Guess who else is winning games? The Colts. Still.
Yeah, the Colts, Broncos,
8-2.
and Patriots came out and said, "Move over, guys. We're gonna get a new look AFC playoffs here." Now, these teams used to be very dominant. We've seen them in the playoffs a million times, but just a change of pace here in the AFC, and it makes for an interesting road here for the Chiefs. Coming up next, the Mariners made a statement in free agency.
The Mariners start the offseason with a bang.
It might not be Christmas yet, but Mariners fans, Josh Naylor is going to be under the tree by this week.
Massive bat flip, Josh Naylor.
5-year deal rather than testing free agency.
The fan base has been awesome. It's like almost electric.
He's done it all. Great defense, great at the plate.
Insider reaction and analysis at SeattleSports.com.
He's got the snarl on the field, but he is a good teammate.
And the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Guys, tired all the time, gaining weight, low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is making it easier to get answers with a comprehensive wellness panel. It's not just a lab test, it's where better performance begins. Our providers will check your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. A $400 value for just $99, or free if you start treatment. Over 120,000 men have trusted Revive to restore their energy, mood, and confidence. So if you're ready to feel better and live stronger, call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Offer ends November 30th. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Hey, it's Dr. Coogan with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic, and it's time to make the final push to the end of the year. Do you want to lose weight, improve your health, and have more energy? We have a proven system and a team of health coaches that have helped over 4,000 people in Washington lose up to 10 to 20% of their body weight in just 8 weeks without expensive injections or uncomfortable side effects. No gimmicks, no tricks, no drugs, just teaching you how to become a fat-burning machine and keep it off long-term. Visit EastsideWeightLossClinic.com now to schedule your free consultation.
Yeah, it's Mike Salk here. And just like writing that essay back in high school or maybe in college, starting, that can be the hardest part. Well, Eastside Weight Loss Clinic makes it as easy as possible. They helped me lose 35 pounds in just 60 days. A no-pressure, free 15-minute phone consultation. See if it's right for you. And if it is, you got nothing to lose but the weight itself.
Many clients lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two, and you can do our program remotely from anywhere you live. Schedule your free consultation at EastsideWeightLossClinic.com. That's EastsideWeightLossClinic.com.
Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Seattle Sports has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks game, Sunday, November 30th. Head to the Seattle Sports app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the Seattle Sports app, the better your odds. Do it every day, November 11th through November 17th. Details and rules at seattlesports.com/win. From the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Touchdown! Seahawks! Ken Walker the third!
Get everything Seahawks at seattlesports.com.
What's your holiday tradition? It's G. Scott here. For me, it's gathering with loved ones around a meal that brings joy. For many families, that tradition feels out of reach. Next time you shop at Safeway, please donate to Nourishing Neighbors. Your gift provides groceries to families across Washington, giving them access to nutritious food and the dignity to shop like the rest of us and choose what's meaningful for their holiday table. Visit nourishingneighbors.com and donate at your Safeway checkout. That's nourishingneighbors.com.
You've heard the saying, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. Since 1926, my family's been helping local businesses make great first, second, and long-term impressions. We know how to make your company look good with quality uniforms, logoed apparel, floor mats, linens, and more. If you're paying for linen service or doing it yourself, let's have the conversation. The information and quote are free, but the savings and service can really add up. Visit suplinen.com. Superior Linen Service. It's what we do.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for honest pricing, expert service, and guaranteed repairs. This dedication has earned them a Carfax Preferred designation. At Bucky's, every customer gets detailed Carfax updates, timely service reminders, and a full service history, all at your fingertips. With 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed, and easy financing, Bucky's makes auto care simple. Visit Bucky's.com today and drive with confidence. Bucky's.com.
As a quarterback, you cannot run a winning play with a messy playbook. And most companies' data, well, it's a mess. AI is changing the game, but if your data is scattered, you're stuck on the sidelines. Brock Heward here, and this is where my friends at Marquee Data come in. They get your data in shape, clean, connected, ready to perform, so you can finally put AI to work for your business. Whether sales, finance, or operations, every smart move starts with the right data. So head to mydataqb.com to draw up your game-winning data play today. That's Marquee Data or mydataqb.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Here's the set and the 2-0 pitch. Swinging a drive deep into the gap in left center field. Down for extra bases. Rayleigh will score. Crawford will score. He's waving in Julio. Here comes Julio riding third. He'll score. A bases clearing. 3-run double by Josh Naylor. Holy smokes, the Mariners have the lead. 4-3 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Naylor comes through in the clutch.
Well, if it isn't Josh Naylor back with the Mariners, maybe, allegedly, ESPN's Jeff Passan reporting that the Mariners and Naylor have agreed on a 5-year deal to bring the first baseman back to Seattle. One of the most beloved free agent additions, trade acquisitions, especially at the deadline. He was here for a couple months, and Mariners fans fell in love with Naylor. I think he brought so much to this team outside of just what he brought at the plate, but there was an edge and like a fieriness and a competitiveness, a real got that dog in you-ness that he brought to this team, and I think they desperately needed it. In fact, Cal Raleigh at MLB's awards just over the weekend was asked who the MVP of the M's clubhouse is.
I want to know who your MVP is of the clubhouse. Who's the guy that's like getting everybody going?
Josh Naylor was pretty fun to be around in the clubhouse.
That makes a lot of sense. He brings the juice on the field.
He's a great guy off the field too.
He was there for 2 months. 2.5 months, 3 months. That's unbelievable. And finally, well, again, yet to be confirmed, Curtis, yet to be confirmed by the Mariners, right? But this is, yes.
Correct, yeah, nothing official yet.
But this is a great.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. A great move by Seattle.
Yeah, this is something that we're not used to, off-season moves, right? That really get the people going. The first big move in MLB. So, no, they needed to get this done. They got this done. And especially because it sounded like there was a chance he wasn't going to be here. And I appreciate that. Josh brought a grit to this team that was needed. Because you got Julio, who's Mr. Positive. I'm smiling. I'm handsome. Look at me. I'm rich. And then you got Cal Raleigh, who's the humble type of leader. And then Josh Naylor is the guy who throws the first punch in a fight, and you need... Which
I can respect that.
You need all that. My mom told me, man, someone walking up on you, they look like they're going to hit you, you better throw that punch. And that's what Josh Naylor does, man. So, I appreciate that. In a team, you need all these dynamics, and you combine his personality with his play. It's a perfect match, so I'm glad that he's going to be here.
Who do you think of the four of us would throw the first punch in a fight? Like, if all four of us are out at a bar and someone's getting in our face, Which of the four of us, Bump, is throwing the first punch?
Probably me.
Who's throwing the last punch?
You.
Oh.
Disagree.
I disagree.
Or she's just standing in the corner screaming, "Oh my God!"
I think there's a hot competition between Matt and Stacy for last punch.
It would definitely be Matt last.
I feel like Matt would just throw a drink at somebody, like, back up.
No, it would definitely be you and Curtis first and foremost, because what happened is you would swing, and if that guy swung back, then Curtis would.
I would
definitely
swing, and
tap in.
Curtis wouldn't even wait for the punch back. He'd just jump in.
Yeah,
exactly.
you're right.
Yeah.
And then me and Matt would be like, so should we call someone or like what? We're going to get an Uber, okay? So
Me and Stacy are the ones filming it from the corner at a safe distance.
World star. This is obviously a phenomenal news. I also mentioned that this makes a statement in free agency, and here's what I think this statement is. It's one to your clubhouse. It's very obvious. I don't know what it means for other I think it's good that you make a statement, and I think it matters that other free agents see that you're adding right away, that you're very serious about competing. However, Josh Naylor does take up a portion of the money that you're going to spend. In fact, Curtis, if we assumed that the Mariners had $30 to $35 million to spend in free agency, Josh Naylor would account for, I don't know, maybe like 20? Oh, Curtis is working on some sound. Sorry, Curtis. I don't know. We'll find out what the deal was, but I don't think it means that you're going to go out and get a bunch of high-priced free agents. I do think it means they're going to be serious and aggressive about getting back to where they were.
Well, they're staying true to exactly what they said. We want to try to keep most of the band together. And a big part of that is Josh Naylor. We're still waiting to see what happens at third base, right? I don't think a lot of people are assuming that Gino's going to be back, but you're still waiting to see. You need the foundation of this team together because it's good enough to compete, right? Now, you bring back the same roster, it's crazy to expect better results. But the core is good enough to compete against anybody, and that's a start. And it was important that they get Josh Naylor back. I think it sends a message to the team, to the fans, and like you said, hopefully to other free agents. They're like, all right, this team is for real, and they're ready to compete.
All right. So what's next? I know that sounds like a simple question, but what's next for you guys? 866-979-3776. You have some additional questions on the infield you need addressed. I don't think they're bringing back Gino. I hesitate to say I don't think they should. That sounds a little tough. But, I do wonder about some other questions at the infield. Bringing Josh Naylor back is phenomenal. You still have to make up for some runs last year with regression from Cal, with not having Gino. You're not going to be a team that gets a ton of contact. You can't suddenly change that. So either adding to the bottom of the lineup or finding a third baseman. Maybe they're rolling just with Williamson, but I wouldn't
be mad with them rolling with Williamson because you give him a full year. You go into spring training feeling like you're the guy. There's something that's different when you go into the offseason. You're like, okay, I'm that guy. They can develop him. I'm okay with him going with Williamson because I think he has it in him. But I'm also okay with them trying to find another glove or bat over there.
What's next? 253 says Skuba. A trade should be next. I do think it's certainly more likely to me that a big name acquisition would be by trade now that you've signed Naylor, as opposed to spending more in free agency. I don't know that they've got another big signing in them with free agency money.
Yeah, you got some talent in the farm. That's why you acquire most of those guys. All of them aren't going to pan out. All of them aren't going to make it to the bigs with this team. So you got some equity over there. And if you are to make a move, that's where you have to start. I just think that it's a great thing that the Mariners have started the offseason the way they have. This is important. This is priority number one. Hollander came on the airwaves and said that, and they executed.
What's the next thing you want to hear about this team? A type of move, a specific name. What's something, like if I said, all right, they signed Josh Naylor, what's next? What do you hope is next?
Just another bat.
Okay.
A 6'7". You know what I mean? 6'7".
It doesn't even it doesn't even make sense.
No,
I think you just wanted to say
6'7", like 6'7".
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We need someone.
That you're crazy for that one.
Someone who does his thing at the 6'7". All right, well 6'7", 8'9". Okay, someone down at the bottom of the order who can just put the ball in play, man. Because we know that 1 through 4 is something special when they're hot.
Let's see. Oh, not Mariners related, but someone said, "Are you guys taking phone calls today?" Curtis and I were debating whether or not we would at 1. So right now we weren't planning on it, but if you guys want to call in at 1, that's when we would do it. Maybe I'll take a temperature check. If you want calls, let us know. But we weren't planning on it, but we're open to it. You know we love listener feedback. So if you guys want calls, we'll open up the lines at 1. It would probably be a Seahawks. We were going to talk Seahawks there. I don't want to spoil too much of what's coming in the show, but it would be a Seahawks phone conversation.
That's what you do.
Exactly.
We'll let the spirit guide.
We'll let the spirit guide us. We'll see what people think. A lot of questions about some additional names and whether or not you'd want them back. Speaking of, this isn't a free agent at all, but someone said, what would you do at shortstop? JP was a defensive liability. Would you continue to add? Now, correct me if I'm wrong. My assumption has been that keep JP and then just naturally transition at some point to Cole Emerson.
Yeah, that would be my approach. Because JP, yeah, he wasn't the as solid as we're used to seeing him, but he still made some great plays over there. I think he's allowed a year where you question him a bit. I think with JP, he's got so much equity that he's allowed a year. Now you get into next year and you see the decline even more, and you start trying to make moves.
Would we anticipate an outfield addition? Curtis, they seem pretty happy with the outfield, right? I saw someone texting in like, oh, I'd love a right fielder. There are some key free agents, which is obviously why they're saying it.
Yeah, you've got Randy, you've got Julio, and I think they're going to platoon probably Robles and Canzone at least to start the season.
They really like Dom.
Yeah, I'm fine with the outfield production, what it was, especially what you got out of left field and center field this year. 2 All-Stars, Julio finishing 6th in MVP voting. You can't be mad at that.
Yeah, I think I'm very much not and not for like philosophical reasons, but the Kyle Tucker type conversation, even for Bo Bichette, like who's going to probably play second, but like the only 3 things, these are the 3 things, Bump, that I'm watching. Number 1, do you feel 100% excited about and certain in your rotation? Mm-hmm. Are you going to deal Castillo for someone else? Are you making a big swing for a Tarik Skuba? What's going on with your rotation? Because that has to be ultimately your identity as a team. Number 2, the bullpen, something they haven't like really focused on in offseason conversations. They have a lot of faith in how they develop these guys, but it became a liability. I've got some questions, wondering what they're doing there. And number 3, how much of the youth movement do you have at the other infield spots?
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you just going to lean on, we'll go Williamson at 3rd, we've got Young at 2nd. Like, I don't like having too much youth to start the season.
Yeah, I'm with you there. But at some point, someone's got to be elevated. And if I'm banking on anyone, it's Ben at this point. Because we've seen him have his moments.
An update on Gray Zabel coming up next.
Disaster in L.A.
Sam, look out. Back across the middle. Ball is intercepted. Reading Sam Darnold's eyes.
Those were tight windows. Those were late. They were bad decisions.
How do Darnold and the Hawks bounce back?
I got to be better personally. He's a great quarterback. He's our quarterback. We love him.
We all know Sammy D's a baller.
Why did Sam Darnold not see some of those defenders?
This is the home of the Seahawks.
Boy, do we have a lot to talk about this week.
Seattle Sports on 710 and Seattle Sports on YouTube.
Stacy here, and if you're like me, you usually hate looking for a new car. Most of that is because you're never quite sure who to trust. It's why I loved my own experience at Wayscar Ford in Auburn. Chris and Mark and Way himself, I'm telling you, these are real people. I actually know them. They were super accommodating, and they listened, and they want to ensure that your experience is the same. Hassle-free and with zero pressure. I also can't tell you how amazing it feels to finally upgrade to a new model as someone who put off getting a new car for years. I ended up with a Bronco Sport. I'm obsessed with it. Highly recommend 10 out of 10. Heated seats, heated steering, all-wheel drive in the winter in Seattle is absolutely worth it. Wayscar Ford is family-owned and operated for 103 years in Auburn. They offer a lifetime powertrain on all new Fords, and there's never any pressure. So if you change your mind within 5 days or 500 miles, take it back for a 100% refund. Learn more at wayscarford.com.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now the company's changed, or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Just how good is Pure Talk's current deal for unlimited wireless? Well, you might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Because right now, for just $29.95 a month, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This is Pure Talk's top-tier plan. It comes with a crazy fast 5G network along with a 30-gig hotspot. And at just $29.95 a month, there has never been a better opportunity to lock in a ridiculously low rate for as long as you live. And save thousands and thousands of dollars along the way. This plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you will save over 50% every single month for the rest of your life. See what I mean? It really is the deal of your lifetime. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. Offer ends 12/7. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
When businesses thrive, communities score. That's why Bank of America is the official bank of FIFA World Cup here in Seattle. And our more than 95 local business specialists are ready to help your business win. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at bankofamerica.com/local business. Bank of America, official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America Corporation, all rights reserved.
Want more Seahawks content? Join me, G. Scott, on The Reset. New episodes of the podcast every Monday and Thursday on YouTube or on the Seattle Sports app.
It's hard to believe the holidays are almost here. And do you or someone on your wish list want the gift of fitness? Well, Brock Heward here, and the Top Fitness Black Friday sales event is on right now. I've told you all for years, there is nothing better than a home gym, and to give it as a gift and to friends, even better. And right now, you could save up to $1,000 on Inspire gyms, Inspire treadmills, and True treadmills, plus get free delivery and assembly on Precor treadmills, ellipticals, and exercise bikes. You can also save, how about this, up to 50% on last year's display models. With Olympic weight bars starting at $50 and home gym attachments and accessories, well, they're up to 50% off starting at just $10. So it's no secret why everyone from personal trainers to pro athletes love Top Fitness. You can visit them in Tukwila, Linwood, or Bellevue, or simply go to topfitness.com. Take care of your family, take care of your friends, take care of yourself with the Top Fitness Black Friday sales event on right now. Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
Sometimes even heroes need rescuing.
I'm a retired firefighter, 27 years.
Kurt had severe pain in his knees and his shoulder, which was keeping him from enjoying his well-deserved retirement.
Loved to ski, loved to fish, and couldn't even walk 18 holes.
That's why Kurt decided to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
He was just awesome. He goes, yeah, give me a shot. And he took care of me. He stemmed my knee and my shoulder.
And how are you feeling now?
I was pain-free in 12 weeks. I play golf now pain-free, and it's awesome.
So you'd recommend this treatment to others in your situation?
Absolutely. Yeah, Dr. Wagner's, he's had a couple people call me, and I recommended that they do it.
Before you choose surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Good news on Gray Zabel this morning. This was on the Mike Macdonald Show with Brock and Salk.
I'll say it's optimistic right now.
So initial news is really positive, but we gotta let's get out of the fog here before I start making any declarations. But
did you get imaging last night, Coach? Imaging last night or this morning?
Yeah, we're it's this morning. Yeah, I think it's actually happening. Right. So we're going off of right now is like the the test, like the
ACL test and the initial testing. Yeah,
that's right. So I think he's actually getting imaged as we speak. So
okay, first of all, what are you taking? Obviously, good news. There's not an obvious ACL, LCL, MCL tear.
Yeah.
Additional imaging could mean that there's a strain. It could still mean a couple weeks out. But I don't know. To me, the direct translation of it's all good news is it is very clearly not a tear.
You're a reality TV show doctor right now.
Mm-hmm. I'm a reality TV savant.
You just broke it all down. That's good news because if there's a tear, they would know right away. The doctors, when he's laying there on the ground, they're going to wiggle that knee and look at each other like, yeah, this thing is loose.
Can you tell on the field? Like, this is definitely.
Oh, yeah, for sure. They know. And there are times where they can't tell, and they think that everything's fine and it ends up being worse. But there are times where they wiggle that knee and they look at each other like, yeah, that thing
What
is
do they
loose.
look for when they're like, they do continued imaging? What are they watching for?
No clue. I don't know. I'm not a doctor like you.
Well, I know you've had imaging, like you've been a player.
Yeah, but I've never had knee stuff. It's always just been ankles, foot, shoulder, But no, that's good news that he's optimistic. I mean, are we going to talk about Christian Haynes later? You asked me to look at the drive.
I didn't know if you had it for 4 downs. Can I ask you about it now?
Yeah.
Okay. So just background. I asked Bump at the time, which was this morning prior to Mike Macdonald, I for sure thought Zabel would be done for the season with an ACL tear. That was my operating assumption this morning. So I asked Bump, hey, there was only one drive the Seahawks had with Zabel at left guard for the entire thing. It was the last drive. What did you see?
And Haynes was solid. He got bull rushed one time and kind of got pushed back into Sam Darnold. But other than that, they ran some stunts. That's what the Rams do best, man. They're stunts. They're delayed. Like you'll have that 5 tech, like the outside defensive lineman, kind of press the tackle and then boom, swoop into the A gap. They are extremely violent and quick with their stunts. And it seemed like Christian Haynes handled it for the most part. Now, you're only looking at, 10 snaps or something like that?
Yeah.
But I only saw him really get compromised one time. So he looks like, he'd be okay, but that's 10 snaps. You play a game with 60-something snaps, things could change a bit.
Would you say he doesn't have the lower body strength? And
I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
I would also say that 10 snaps ain't enough to say this is who he is, but for those 10 snaps, he played pretty good.
All right, well, that's the latest we got on Gray Zabel, that they're optimistic, that overall it's positive, but they're still awaiting imaging, and they were having additional imaging done literally this morning. So it was at the same time as the Mike Macdonald Show. Mike Macdonald speaks with reporters, Curtis, at 3 p.m.?
Normally, yeah.
Normally at 3 p.m. So if there's some kind of update, it'll be during Wyman and Bob, and they will let you know. All right, well, let's get to some more from the Mike Macdonald show. He was asked whether or not, let's see, I want to go to this one, what it's like to go against Sean McVay.
Throughout the week, sometimes you forget who you're playing because you're like, all right, we're playing the quarterback and we're playing the play caller, because they have a personality and they have how they're trying to. That's how I think about it. I'm like, who are we playing again this week? Oh, okay. Well, I was just thinking we were playing so and so and so and so, But it's with him that given your input, he's going to have a response. And normally it's a good one. And so he's great at what he does. I mean, the record speaks for himself. The numbers speak for themselves, all those things. So it's a massive challenge. And our guys executed our game plan well. And frankly, I didn't put us in great situations several times throughout the game, and our guys bailed me out. So that's how it works.
What did you think of that?
I think the defense played excellent. I think that in every game, there are situations where you just don't get it right. You don't anticipate it. It's impossible for an offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator to make the right call every single time because there are adjustments being made on the other side, and there are things that the ops are doing that you just didn't prepare for. So I think Mike Macdonald called a great game. I think that he kept his guys in position. I mean, you got a goal line stand, 4th down stop. These guys did what they're supposed to do. 2 short fields. 2 short fields is what lost you that game, obviously, with Sam's turnover problems. But that's why Mike Macdonald is a head coach in the NFL, though. He's never going to be satisfied with a game. There are games that they won and blew teams out that he's looking back and saying, well, I would have done X, Y, and Z different.
Here's more from Sunday.
Well, it started a little bit different than our games have started throughout the season. It does show you that we can respond, given a rocky start. As you get into the second half, I mean, you start looking at how many possessions you're going to have. And, I think probably in the fourth quarter is probably when you say, okay, like, this is how we're going to have to play here to try to win the game. And so that's what we did. Like the 8-9 minute mark, and you're down 2 scores, you got to make a decision. Like, you can do like what the Cardinals have done to us and say, like, that's their personality, probably because that's kind of fits their personnel and their MO is they go fast and they get in 4 open and they rip it down the field, and if you stop them, great. If not, like, you're probably getting a takeaway or a sack. That's how they roll. Like, we have to make a decision, like, what's our best way to try to move the ball here, So our decision was, hey, we could have gone straight 2 minutes in that situation. We decided to try to keep our normal operation, maybe a little bit more pace, and then I think we didn't score on that one, and then we get the stop on defense, and then at that point we knew we had to go. We had to score by a certain amount of time, and we beat that mark by about 5 seconds, so that was good.
I am going to do a silver lining spin on this one, but it's because it's where my mind naturally went. Part of what he's saying here to me is, look, we haven't played from behind a lot. We've gotten out front in most of our games, or maybe an opponent gets out by a field goal or 2, and then we pull ahead. And that does impact the way we choose to play and how true to our own identity offensively we end up staying and what we can do. This was the first time we got behind by that much. And then you have different kinds of decisions to make. Mm-hmm. So the silver lining spin that I took from this one, and you can be annoyed that I'm looking at it positive, not you, can be annoyed that I'm looking at it positively, but really how I saw it was this was just a new experience. Glad it happened in week 11 and not in the playoffs. And it's learning points that you're taking from all of this.
Yeah, that's what a season does to you. If you're not learning throughout the season about yourself, your team, what you're capable of doing, what places where you're weak, then what are you really doing? You're collecting data. That's what every week does. It gives you more data about your team so you can hopefully put them in better positions the following week. Are you ever going to be perfect? No, I've only seen maybe one perfect game, and that was when Jared Goff went like 18 for 18 against the Seahawks. It was like Monday Night Football or something like that. And he just diced us up. It's rare that you get performances like that, and even then there are things that you can't correct. So, no, it's that's the season. I had to remind myself too yesterday. I'm like, they're 7-3.
I know.
They're 7-3. Like, yes, that was not a horrible loss, a horrible performance by your quarterback in a game that you felt like you still could have won. They are 7-3, and they're still collecting data and getting better.
It's a showdown you won't want to miss. Sam Darnold against the Vikings. The Seahawks season's in full swing, and we want to send you and 3 friends to the November 30th game against Minnesota. That's the next home game. All you need to do is open the Seattle Sports app and click the Win tab to find out how. If you don't already have the app, text the word app, APP, to 866-979-3776, and we'll send you a link to download. Enter daily to increase your chances to win. This contest runs through today. It is a Reaction Monday powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel, reacting to the plays of the game next.
The Mariners start the offseason with a bang.
It might not be Christmas yet, but Mariners fans, Josh Naylor is going to be under the tree by this week.
Massive bat flip, Josh Naylor!
5-year deal rather than testing free agency.
The fan base has been awesome. It's like almost electric.
He's done it all. Great defense, great at the plate.
Insider reaction and analysis at SeattleSports.com.
He's got the snarl on the field, but he is a good teammate.
And the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit MuckleshootCasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. At Bible Law Group, we understand that when the need is great, our community has to do even greater things together. That's why we're teaming up with KRIZ and the Seattle Medium newspaper to sponsor a special holiday food drive this Saturday, November 22nd, supporting families right here in our community. Drop off at 2600 South Jackson Street, Seattle from 10 to 4 p.m. Bring canned goods and non-perishables you can share. Don't forget, when you're facing a lion's den of litigation, you are not alone. Call Bible Law Group today and let our team get to work for you.
Matt Coker here with West Coast Men's Health.
In the past 5 years, we've seen thousands of men at our clinics. Most guys tell us the same story, that in their early 50s, it's not that they couldn't function, they just needed help. They started taking Viagra, and it worked great at first. But after a few years, it stopped working. The problem is that their arteries had become more restricted since they started taking it, because Viagra does not unclog arteries. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we use acoustic wave therapy to target the real problem. We break down plaque and clear up the arteries so blood can flow like it did in your 20s. This restores function. And guys, listen to this. You won't have to take a pill anymore. So if this sounds like you, give West Coast Men's Health a call today and see how we can help.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Stacy Rost here from Seattle Sports. Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you too. Stubborn fat is really hard to get rid of. And then there's all those gimmicky lasers, fat freezing methods, prescriptions. But imagine a simple solution that takes just one day and provides immediate, noticeable results. Introducing ProSculpt. ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe and gentle, yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while fully awake, ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target problem areas: waistline, face, neck, arms, thighs. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat and tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple, guaranteed one-day procedure. ProSculpt is one and done. For your free consultation and $250 off, visit ProSculpt.com for powerful permanent fat removal and skin tightening that works for ladies and you men. It's ProSculpt.com.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
This year's ratings of the best TVs just got published, and Samsung, LG, and Sony scored the highest. Also, they warned about the poor performance of the bargain brands promoted at some stores. So where can you get the best deal on the top-rated TVs? At the club? Online? Nope. At Video Only. They've got their better than Black Friday deals on right now. Don't be sorry. Check out Video Only before you buy.
Seattle Sports has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks game, Sunday, November 30th. Head to the Seattle Sports app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the Seattle Sports app, the better your odds. Do it every day, November 11th through November 17th. Details and rules at seattlesports.com/win. From the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports. This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Seahawks fell to the Rams 21-19 despite 4 interceptions from Sam Darnold, though this one came down to the final seconds. Jason Myers' 61-yard field goal attempt, which would have matched a career high, was no good. This wasn't the only game to come down to a last-second field goal. The Texans, Bears, and Broncos won their games with walk-offs. The Panthers won on a field goal in overtime over the Falcons. One game left to play in Week 11. It's Cowboys-Raiders tonight at 5:15.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. from the Quantum Fiber Studio
This is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. It's a Reaction Monday powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. We have a lot of X's and O's to get to. Coming up at 11:15, fittingly for 4 downs, we're going to go over all 4 interceptions and figure out what exactly happened. While we do have the interceptions here, we're going to spend a little more time on some of the other plays. So let's get to it with plays of the game. We're going to start with the Seahawks defense making a statement early. This one on 4th and 1 with the Rams driving.
Williams, the single setback. Stafford under center. 2 tight ends on the left side. Handoff, no. Stafford's going to roll near side. He's going to throw. Ball is incomplete. Seattle is going to hold. The defense does it again. He tried to get the ball to Higbee in the near side flat. Coverage was great. Pressure on Stafford made him get rid of the ball, and the Seahawks take over at their own 8.
Well, if it isn't one of the best defenses in football against one of the best offenses, team winning this battle is Seattle.
Battle is Seattle. Bars.
Thank you.
What happens here is you got Matthew Stafford rolling to his left side. He actually has Devontae Adams open on the backside. He does a nice little release on Reek Woolen, but the pressure from Uchenna Nwosu forces him to throw it in the dirt. The defense stands tall.
Okay, so I know you're going to get to a lot of these. Do you want to skip the interception?
Yeah, let's skip.
Okay, we're going to skip the first interception. We're going to get to all 4 interceptions in 4-down territory. So, unfortunately, the next one we're going to get to is a Rams touchdown here, but important to understand what happened. So, we're looking at 8:41 in the first quarter. It's 4th and 1 again. Seattle's defense so far has put up a phenomenal stand, but Williams eventually gets there.
Williams, the single setback. Matthew Stafford out of the shotgun. The handoff inside to Williams, and he's going to dive in for the touchdown. So it took him a lot of tries, 7 in fact, counting the last drive, and Williams dives in from 2 yards out. After the interception, the Rams take advantage, and they go up 6-0.
What did the Rams do here?
They were smart. You know, when you get down on like the 2 to 3 yard line, teams tend to pack guys in and make it a tight formation, and that just clusters the middle of the field, right? Your A and your B gaps are pretty much taken care of. What they did here was they started off in a trips to the right, trips bunch to the right side. You motion your tight end over. He takes care of the backside end, and you run the football. When they did this, I thought to myself, smart, right? Let's spread it out to run the football. All you need are a couple yards. Good by them.
All right, let's get to another Kyren Williams run. This one is not a touchdown, but I have a lot of questions about it. So it's going to end up being a 34-yard gain. It's 1:41 remaining in the first quarter. Imanwari eventually makes the tackle. It converts a 4th and 1, which did I think that they'd successfully hold them on 4th and 1 every single time? No. But this is a pretty explosive run against one of the league's best running defenses.
Williams back in the backfield. Stafford under center. Tight slot left side. Devontae Adams wide to the right. Here's a handoff to Williams. Comes near side. He's got the first down, and he is on the run. He breaks through. He's down to the 5. Knocked down at the 1-yard line by Eamon Moore. A cutback run by Kyren Williams, and he is one of the best at that. The Pro Bowler just picked up 34 yards on a 4th down and 1.
One of the most explosive runs allowed by the Seahawks defense all season. What happened?
Just a zone left right here. And my game preview on Seattle Sports, one of my keys were, look, your second-level guys have to get off of blocks because these guards and these tight ends are great at engaging, and that's simply what happens here, man. You have a guard on Ernest Jones. You have another guard on our safety who rolls down. And just disciplined, efficient football. The rest is Kyren Williams. He makes a safety miss, puts his left foot in the ground, gets money. And, yeah, man, this was just efficient football, bodies on bodies.
Oh, can I ask a quick follow-up? Because it was on this play and a couple others where I wrote down tackling ? And I couldn't tell whether Seahawks tackling was an issue or whether it's just that's football. Sometimes guys are slippery and they get away because the Seahawks defense otherwise was phenomenal.
Yeah, well, Kobe Bryant takes a decent angle. It's just a better move by Kyren Williams, honestly. Like, you want to break down, and Kobe's capable of making that tackle for sure. Yeah. But I would just give Kyren this.
Someone has to win. All right, well, let's get to how the Rams finish this drive. It's 2nd and 1 from the Seattle 1:06 remaining in the first. Stafford to Adams.
3 tight ends in the game. Williams, the running back. Stafford under center. Wants to throw a quick slant, an easy touchdown. but a flag down. I think it's going to go against the defense. I'm going to say Chenanawosu lined up offside. Doesn't matter. Rams scored to Davante Adams. That is his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Rams now go on top 13-3.
All right, so it feels silly for me to say what happened with the defense here because it's from the one. This is following a turnover. The defense has been great, but what is the Rams offense doing so far here in the first quarter, which is when they scored their most?
Well, on this play right here, man, you got Davante Adams and Rick Woolen isolated. You do have a Chenanawosu underneath that. He almost made a play on the slant. But his alignment, like Davante Adams' alignment, he's close to the hash marks. Typically, when a receiver's that close, you're expecting an out-breaking route. Instead, he does the exact opposite. He's one of the best, if not the best, red zone target in the NFL this year. And a lot of it is because of just his release off the line of scrimmage. Just gets Rick Woolen. In this situation, the receiver should win every time.
Let's get to some Seahawks highlights, shall we? Ken Walker and JSN back-to-back. First, we are going to 7:09. We're in the second quarter, a 2nd and 4 from Seattle's 14-yard line. Ken Walker takes off for 25 yards.
Ken Walker in the backfield now on 2nd down and 4. He gets the handoff. He comes left side. He's got a gap across the 20-25. Here he comes up at the near sidelines and is pushed out of bounds in front of the Seahawks bench. Cam Curl, haven't called his name much today. He's one of their better players on defense, but a 25-yard run by one of the better players on our offense, Ken Walker III.
I'm assuming great blocking here is behind that one. Zabel looks great.
Yeah, a little outside zone, wide zone there. Colorado kind of gets the party started with his block, and then you got Cross getting into that second level, and Ken Walker putting his left foot in the ground and just finding the crease in the defense. Man, I felt like when this run popped off that Ken was going to have himself a good day.
I know. Okay, I have another follow-up. Because I know we're not getting to it with 4 downs. We're talking about all 4 interceptions. I have a question about the run game. I think this coaching staff loves Zach Charbonnet and should. I think they love the depth they have in the running back room, and they should. I feel like more touches could go to Ken Walker. He's your best running back in terms of speed and kind of overall talent. And I know we had Curtis's conspiracy corner. I'm still not exactly sure why not, because it was in a moment like this where I thought they're going to take off. The Rams are forcing them to run the ball, and they're doing it.
Well, K9 still got 16 carries, right, to Zach Charbonnet's 11, but it felt like early Charbonnet was getting the bulk of the carries. Between the two, you have, 104 yards. I'm starting to think this is just by design. They want to keep guys healthy, and Zach Charbonnet has earned some carries. And typically when Zach Charbonnet's in the game, he's better in pass pro as well. But I think that if K9 continues to break out these type of runs, he'll get more carries.
Let's go to JSN's, I don't want to say best play of the day. He had a great day, but 5:43, this is not much longer after that. A 2nd and 8. It's a one-handed catch for 28 yards.
2nd down and 8 at his own 41. Arroyo in motion from left to right. Now he sets. Darnold out of the shotgun. 4-man rush. Here's a throw downfield. Reaching up. One hand. Are you kidding me? Holy catfish. It is going to be a catch in bounds, and it's a one-hand stab by number 11, tiptoeing on the sidelines. He got behind Darius Williams for 28 yards, and the Seahawks right back to the line of scrimmage on Jackson Smith-Njigba's big catch.
He makes it look easy.
Yeah, this is, the DB's in great position. You got an outside release by JSN. The DB is squeezing him to the sideline as he should, but Sam Darnold just puts it in a spot where clearly only JSN can get it. That one-hand grab, man, he's extremely special. 105 yards on the game, still leading the league in reception yards. This dude's special.
Yeah, this became, I want to say, his 7th game or 8th game. 7th game, thank you, with over 100 yards in a season, which matches Steve Largent for a career. Oh, he surpassed Largent?
Yeah,
and what's crazy is there are still many games left to play. It is week 11. Yeah. It's been an unbelievable season from him. And I think, too, I was listening to some kind of national recaps of this game, and there was some concern about the Seahawks offense, and I left this game thinking I have all the faith in the world in JSN. TBD on Zabel's injury, but the pass pro has been better this year. Run blocking could use some help, but it is what it is. Your running backs are healthy. The only question leaving this one was Darnold, not the offense.
Yeah, Darnold made poor decisions. We'll talk about that in 4-down territory. But also, JSN is the first player in the Super Bowl era to start his first 11 games with at least 75 yards.
All right, let's go to the third quarter. We're at 14:09, and we've got a Seahawks defensive highlight here. Matthew Stafford on 2nd and 10, 14:09 out of shotgun, targets Puka Nacua, who fumbles, and it is recovered by Seattle.
Stafford now out of his shotgun. Puka Nacua is slotted on the right side. And a throw to Nacua, and he coughs up the ball. The Seahawks dive for it. They pick it up, coming to the near side. It's Thomas, Drake Thomas, the linebacker, force a fumble, Puka Nacua, and the Seahawks defense gets it right back for the offense. The first big mistake by the Rams today.
You go, Drake Thomas. Kobe Bryant in on this one as well.
Yeah, Kobe bounced back. He started the game with a couple missed tackles that I'm sure that he will want back. But no, when you need to make a play, he does exactly that. Punches the ball out. Drake Thomas scoops it up. He said he played running back in the day in high school. And me and the
Kobe
guys.
did?
No, Drake.
Oh.
And me and the guys were laughing at him because he didn't look like he was fluid with that ball in his hand.
You know, it's been a while. Maybe he's rusty.
He's a little rusty.
You know?
So no, big ups to Drake. But bigger ups to Kobe Bryant making that play.
God, my favorite linebacker / running back story is the one that Nick Ballore told us forever ago on the huddle when he said that he was a running back previously but hadn't done anything, but he lied and he told his coaches. They were like, do you have experience as a running back? He was like, yeah, I had the state record. I rushed for over 1,000 yards, and they believed him.
Yeah.
And then he had to be like, now there's this lie I have to maintain. Amazing.
There's something called the internet that can fact check that.
I don't think so. Let's go to another Seahawks highlight here. So still in the third quarter. This is at 13:21, 2nd and 7. Rashid Shaheed with his longest reception so far as a Seahawk.
Sam looks, going to fire downfield. Got a man in the open area and it's caught. Rashid Shaheed makes the catch. Between the corner and the safety, there are some gaps there, and Sam finds it with a dart to number 22. Big reception for the Seahawks, big gain, 20 yards, and moves the football for Seattle back to the line of scrimmage.
What'd you see here?
Yeah, this is what the play action does. You got Sam Darnold, who's under center. He fakes the handoff to K9, rolls to his left side. This is a little corner route, man. When you have a player in the flat, like the Rams doing the safety over the top, it's called a honey hole shot in between the safety and the corner there. That's exactly what happens, man. Just runs a nice little corner, flattens it out because of the throw. And Rashid, I'm still waiting on that big play from Rashid, but this was a bigger one for him.
All right, the only Rams touchdown longer than 1 yard came in the fourth quarter at 14:21. Matthew Stafford finds former Seahawk Colby Parkinson.
Play fake, Darnold make that man. Sant wants to throw, and he does. Far side ball is caught, fighting his way into the end zone. After catching Stafford's pass, I'll get it out, was Colby Parkinson, the former Seahawk tight end. In the play fake and half roll right, Matthew Stafford gets it out of his hands and gets it into the hands of Colby Parkinson, who fought through a couple of tacklers for the 6-yard touchdown. And now the job just got a little more difficult for Seattle, who's turned the ball over 3 times and is looking up at a 20-12 Rams lead, soon to be perhaps a 21-12 lead.
A conversation heading into this game was the Rams' increased usage of 13 personnel and whether those, mismatches would favor them with their tight ends, whether they'd really like that. And here you have one of their tight ends. I don't remember if it was out of 13 personnel, but one of their tight ends here, Colby Parkinson, getting it done.
Nah, this was just, you just hit him in the flat. And Ty Okada misses a tackle. You got Rick Willen who misses a tackle. Colby Parkinson is a big body guy out of Stanford. Just makes a play. And listen, 2 of these drives that they scored touchdowns were on short fields. Like the offense did not put the defense in great position, but you expect Ty or Rick Willen to make this this play. Just big ups to Colby Parkinson.
All right, Myers unfortunately misses a 61-yard field goal as time expires. The Rams win this one to take a temporary lead in the NFC West. I will say, once again, I've said it all day long, but this game, considering that half of the highlights we had here were Rams highlights, this game coming down to whether or not you make a field goal is a testament to how good Seattle is this year.
You should have seen myself, Paul Moyer, and Nasa Chobe upstairs in this building pacing back and forth as Myers was about to kick that field goal. We were so nervous. We felt he had it in him, but obviously didn't come through. And the kick wasn't long enough either. We were golf analogy. We were disappointed that he blocked it out. So when you block fade is when you don't get your hips all the way through, so you push the ball to the right side. That's kind of what we saw here. We wanted a snap hook. You know what a snap hook means?
Yeah.
It means you are swinging for the fences. So you get your hips through super early and you pull it to your left side if you are a righty. So that's what happened right here. It's called a push block. You push it that way. So we really wanted the hook. So get the hook going next time, Mike.
You have an addiction. You have an addiction to golf.
I do.
It's a problem.
It's expensive too, man. It's a real problem.
We got to talk about all 4 of Sam Darnold's interceptions here. The point is not to make you feel worse on a Monday. The point is to figure out what went wrong, whether Sam can fix it, whether it's even worth panicking about. So let's go over each down is going to be an interception. First down, first interception, go.
All right, the first interception, you got Sam Darnold looking for Cooper Kupp. And we're watching this, and as soon as he let it go, I didn't feel good about it because typically Sam does not throw off his back foot. He's usually feet, the base is solid. He's pushing through the throw and throwing with conviction. So as soon as I saw him let it go,
you thought,
I had a bad feeling about this. But what happened was you got Cooper Kupp at the top of his route. He's in the slot, and he's running a curl. He ran a curl around 14. You got to get back to like 12. And the safety, the backside safety, read Sam Darnold's eyes, and he breaks on it, jumps in front of it. But Cooper Kupp was held at the top of his route. Holding happens on every single play in the NFL. You can call it. They didn't call it right there, not making an excuse. But if he wasn't held, he probably comes back to the football and tries to make a play. But I think that Sam throwing off his back foot and just zeroing in on Cooper Kupp allowed that backside safety to anticipate it and jump in front of that thing.
Second down is the second interception, go.
All right, so he was looking for JSN on a speed out, and there was a stunt on the left side that beats Bradford or whatever left side of the defense that beats Bradford. I mean, the stunt was crazy. Initially, I was yelling at Zach Charbonnet. I'm like, "Where are you going? You're supposed to be there to help," because it looked like the pressure was coming for the linebackers, but it's really just a stunt on the offensive line. When a running back is back there, it's a check release is what you call it. You check to make sure that your guy, your responsibility, the linebacker to your side, isn't blitzing, and then you release. So initially, I was yelling at Zach Charbonnet, but he pretty much did his job. It was more just the stunt that jacked everything up. So Sam Darnold once again tried to step into his throw. He gets hit. The cornerback undercuts that thing. Just an unfortunate situation, but still, I'm looking at just the leverage of the corner, and I'm probably not making that throw anyway. But you combine that with the offensive line getting beat and him getting hit, it's all bad. Just another poor decision by Sam Darnold.
Having been hit on this one, do you grade this as like the least offensive of the interceptions? Or they're all pretty bad in their own unique, special ways?
The latter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Third down. You know where this is going. Third interception. Go.
All right, so what happens here is he's trying to find a royal on a bender. So what a bender is, it's not what single dads do on the weekends when they're lonely. Okay, not that bender. I'm talking about a bender. It's a route from the seam, and you got a too high look, too safety look. So his initial read, I think, is correct. You're trying to get by that second-level linebacker, and once you get by the linebacker, Arroyo is trying to bend it towards the middle of the field. He bends it a little bit, and his pre-snap read, I think, is correct. You're looking for that bender because of the too high look. You're thinking that the safeties are getting deep. But once you see that safety just squatting on the route, you just don't throw it. The safety's literally sitting there. So I think Sam made his mind up prior to this and said, all right, too high look. They're probably playing a cover 2 shell. I'm going to throw this bender. Arroyo could have helped it a little bit, but just with the safety sitting there staring into the soul of Sam Darnold, he shouldn't have thrown that football. Again, just another mistake by Sam.
Those are the ones that, like, I try to put myself in the mind of a quarterback, which is something I'm never going to understand, and it is what it is. And I think, like, okay, well, just think about how a normal person would think, just human psychology in this moment. You're just thinking, well, I know this to be true. I'm going to trust the plan. I'm going to trust what I think about this moment. And it's, you're just not taking that additional step that the best of the best take, which is to change your mind in a split second and make the smarter decision.
Yeah.
But in that moment, it's something, this isn't me excusing Sam. This is me just thinking of it from a very interesting point of view of like how people think. You're trusting what's supposed to happen a little too much instead of making an actual decision. I would wonder. I don't know. Who am I? I'm not Sam Darnold. Fourth down. Fourth interception. I hate that there is another interception for a fourth down, but here we are. Go.
All right, this last one. No, actually, this is the most egregious one.
Oh, okay.
This is it. He's looking for a check down. There's a 5-man pressure. They bring some heat, and he jump throws it and tries to get to K9. This is the one where I'm just like, calm yourself down, young man. I know you're trying to make a play. I know you feel there's some pressure on you, but now you get yourself out of field goal. Well, obviously turn the football over, but you were around field goal range, right? All you needed was 3 points on this drive, and he jump throws that thing. This was the one where I put my face in my hands, and I'm like, why, Sam, why? You're going to make me come on the airwaves tomorrow and talk about you in a way that I don't want to talk about you because I know that you are a good quarterback in this league. That one hurt my soul, man. But, he's just trying to make a play. And that's the thing, too, is you never want to stop your guys from trying to make a play. When I coach kids, I want them to be free. I want them to go out there and have fun. And every now and then, you are going to do some things that you didn't even expect that you can do. If he makes that jump throw and it hits K9 in the chest and he gets upfield, we're talking about how great of a play that was. How many times have we seen guys like Pat Mahomes do some things that you're coached not to do? But you do it, and it works out for you because you're just a playmaker. He was trying to make a play. In hindsight, we're looking at it, and this one hurt my soul. If he pulls this one off, who knows what happens?
Is there something, this is my question, and I think a fear that maybe some Seahawks fans have, is there something the Rams did defensively that other teams haven't successfully done against Seattle defensively that now other teams are going to look at moving down the road and go, I like the look of that.
No,
I like what that did to Darnold.
Talent. That defensive line. Sam Darnold wasn't sacked one time, but he felt that pressure. They did a good job of taking away the middle of the field with that robber, that safety who goes down and takes away the deep cross. They were great on the outside. They were just a technically sound football team with talent in the box. Verse was getting after him. I saw Verse go out for a player too, and I was like, please, just like be kind of hurt, and
be
and take like
quietly hurt,
yeah,
just a strain or a bruise.
Something to where they're like, you know what, we want him for the rest of the season.
Yeah, like you're
take
fine.
this game out. And then I saw him run back in. I go, goodness gracious. But no, it's just talent, man. It was fundamentally sound. It's not like they did something that Sam hasn't seen before. It's just they hadn't seen this talent before.
An injury from another game I thought would be more serious that wasn't when Jordan Love was leaving the Packers game. I was like, oh, man, it feels dumb to say the worst thing that can happen, but considering that you're an NFC contender, like he was supposed to have this huge year. And then he came back in and threw 2 touchdowns. He's fine. He's fine. We'll take a look around the NFL coming up later in the show. Timeline coming your way next.
The Mariners start the offseason with a bang.
It might not be Christmas yet, but Mariners fans, Josh Naylor is going to be under the tree by this week.
Massive bat flip, Josh Naylor.
5-year deal rather than testing free agency.
The fan base has been awesome. It's like almost electric.
He's done it all. Great defense. Great at the plate.
Insider reaction and analysis at SeattleSports.com.
He's got the snarl on the field, but he is a good teammate.
And the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for honest pricing, expert service, and guaranteed repairs. This dedication has earned them a Carfax Preferred designation. At Bucky's, every customer gets detailed Carfax updates, timely service reminders, and a full service history all at your fingertips. With 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed, and easy financing, Bucky's makes auto care simple. Visit Bucky's.com today and drive with confidence. Bucky's.com.
Mike Rowe here with another random fact. Those cracks on your walls aren't just cosmetic. They could mean your home is sinking. Whether it's drywall cracks, exterior cracks, or sticking doors or windows, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to stabilize your foundation. Schedule a free inspection with Groundworks, the foundation and waterproofing experts.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
If you use carpool or toll lanes along SR 167 without a good-to-go account, you'll now receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. A good-to-go pass saves $2 on every toll. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
Black Friday Comfort Sale is on now at Home Comfort Alliance. Save up to 75% on furnaces, ACs, heat pumps, EV chargers, generators, and more. And take 18 months to pay with 0% financing. Call before December 1st. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. Are they a reliable service? How will I know if something happens? Are they keeping everyone safe? At Bay Alarm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bailalarm.com today to talk to a local security expert.
When you're at home and next to your windows, do you notice cold air or a draft when the wind blows? How about moisture or leaking during a rainstorm? Dave Wyman here, and after 20 years in our home, our window seals started breaking. A failed window can do major damage to your home, and the older the window, the more likely it is to fail. That's why right now is an excellent time to have Harley Exteriors come by for a no-charge consultation. That's exactly what I had done over the summer, and not only were they extremely knowledgeable about all things windows, I found them to be polite, professional, and respectful. In other words, people you want to do business with. Harley Exteriors has a special offer for Seattle sports fans. Buy 3 windows, get 1 free. No payments or interest until 2027. And take an additional $200 off your project. Call 833-HARLEY or go to harleyexteriors.com. Schedule your free consultation today. They'll give you an honest assessment and quote. Go to harleyexteriors.com.
November is a great time to get a new TV. Now that the top-rated brands like Samsung, LG, and Sony are at the lowest prices of the year. With Black Friday deals available, what more could you want? How about better than Black Friday? Before you click, you should call Video Only to see how you can go lower than Black Friday. That's right, the best TVs at better prices. Check out Video Only before you buy, or you'll be sorry.
This is the home of the Seahawks. Going to let one fly deep. Got a man out there. Ball is caught down at the 10-yard line, and it's JSN Seattle Sports.
Life's expensive enough, isn't it? Groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. Or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
Hey, it's Tim Hunter, former Seattle radio goofball here with 2 words that aren't funny. Prostate cancer. Get your annual checkup. Keep an eye on that PSA number. And if you hear those 2 words like I did, talk to the folks at Swedish Cyberknife. 5 treatments, minimally invasive, and technologically advanced over the other options. If you were a friend, and I consider you one, I'd highly recommend Swedish Cyberknife. We are so lucky to have them right here in town. Do your research, but definitely visit swedish.org/Cyberknife prostate.
Dave Wyman here, and we've been fortunate to hear from 2 Swedish Cyberknife patients this year, Andy Ryder and Tim Hunter. Both heard about Cyberknife from our radio ads and completed successful treatment, raving about their experiences. Tim was impressed that treatment only took 5 days. Andy hosted a large international delegation the week after his treatment. If you, a friend, or a family member is diagnosed with prostate cancer, consider treatment with Swedish Cyberknife here in Seattle. Go to swedish.org/Cyberknife prostate.
Seattle Sports has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks game, Sunday, November 30th. Head to the Seattle Sports app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the Seattle Sports app, the better your odds. Do it every day, November 11th through November 17th. Details and rules at seattlesports.com/win. From the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports. This is The Timeline
with Bump and Stacy.
Brought to you by 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
Some sad news to start the timeline. For the second time in a week, Seattle said goodbye to a local sports legend. Pro Football Hall of Famer Kenny Easley passed away over the weekend at the age of 66. Easley spent all 7 seasons of his career with the Seahawks, earning 5 All-Pro nods, 5 Pro Bowl selections, and was named the 1984 Defensive Player of the Year.
A 3-time All-American from UCLA, Kenny Easley came to Seattle as the 4th overall pick in 1981, taken ahead of future Hall of Famer Ronnie Lott. Easley wasted no time making his impact, becoming the AFC Defensive Rookie of the Year while reviving a dormant Seattle defense.
We weren't the most talented defensive football team in the league. I would say that we had a lot of good, outstanding role players.
But on Sunday afternoons, we went out and executed the game plan almost to perfection. And I've always believed that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
For Easley, these words were not just small talk. During an All-Pro 1984 season, Easley volunteered to return punts, further displaying his willingness to sacrifice for his team.
On behalf of what Kenny Easley has done for us as a team and as a man, I'd like to present him with this game ball.
The only regrets that I have is that I didn't win a world championship and that I didn't play longer than I did. But when I go to sleep at night and I have occasionally a dream about the National Football League, I don't have any sad dreams because I wouldn't do it any differently. I don't have any regrets about what I did on the football field.
Easley was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2017 and had his number 45 retired by the Seahawks the same season. Here's a piece of his speech from 2017.
I was first nominated for the Hall in 1997. 20 years later, be anxious for nothing. The Hall of Fame was dropped on the shoulders of Kenny Easley like a pair of shoulder pads. Hall of Famer number 306 is indeed grateful to be among your ranks. To the greatest football fans in the history of the NFL that occupied the old Kingdom back in the 70s and the 80s. They called themselves the 12s. I say thank you. You guys made and still make pro football really fun. Blah, 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 blah. My teleprompter just went off. So that means I have to cut it short. So thank you very much and have a good evening.
Another legend gone this week.
Yeah, I do the show with Paul Moyer, and Paul played with Kenny, and Paul had a number of great things to say about Kenny, how just he was a great athlete. He told a story that at UCLA, he was such a great athlete that they said he could have been the sixth man off the bench for the basketball team. And that was back when UCLA was winning championships. They said he was a great golfer, a scratch golfer. He was a great tennis player, just an overall athlete. So then I went back and I started watching film with Kenny. Obviously, I'm not old enough to remember him playing. And his stride was crazy. He was a hitter. Paul described him as he said that a lot of guys aren't great hitters and great playmakers. You're one or the other. And Kenny was both. He had a year where he had 10 interceptions. He had like 30-something interceptions in 80-something games. The ratio is crazy when it comes to that. And I was trying to find a comparison to him. I don't think safeties are made the same way, but the closest I got was Sean Taylor. He was like a Sean Taylor type of guy, or Sean Taylor was a Kenny Easley type of guy, I should say. But no, man, a legend was lost, man. And if you haven't seen Kenny in his highlights, go and check him out. He can play in today's game.
Speaking of today's game, let's talk about some stories from Sunday. We're going to start with this one. Shedeur Sanders made his long-awaited NFL debut on Sunday in relief of an injured Dillon Gabriel. It didn't go so hot for Sanders. He finished 4 for 16, 27 yards, and an interception. Sanders said it was a rough landing for his first ever appearance.
I think you've seen it was just rough overall. It was a rough day overall. The thing that I was excited about is just being able to get out there, It's the first time I got hit, since it's just my last game at Colorado. So just having that feeling back, is good. And, I feel fulfilled overall when it comes to being out there practicing, going in between the lines, seeing actually what it's like. And I know I'm made for it, I don't think it was a doubt in my mind that that final drive was going to go down there, score. Things happened, we did it.
Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski said that Shedeur probably would have had a better day if they were able to game plan for him as the starter instead of as the backup.
I think that's true probably of every backup, Mary Kay. And I think that was a part of earlier in the season with Joe as your starter and Dillon as your backup. There's things that you're going to lean into with a different player. So that's no different for all of your players. You want to make sure that your players, particularly that position, have plays that they're comfortable with. So to Zach's question, of course, the playbook's open, but there's stuff that you're going to make sure you call that there's a comfort level for your quarterback.
Shedeur Sanders has to be one of the weirder stories this year in terms of clearly because of who his father is and the story that it was heading into the draft. And I also was surprised that he fell to where he did. I don't think he should have. I think he's more talented than that. It was one of those things where you're ears perk up and you're like, what's going on with the draft? Like, what stories don't I know? I thought some of the hate was unwarranted. But that being said, then the season starts and you're like, okay, well, I'm not a Browns fan. I'm not watching this. I don't care. But he remains, like, whether or not he's good and whether or not he's set up for failure or success remains a story constantly.
Yeah. When you have that last name, your dad is your dad, and you approach the position in a way that isn't traditional and that people aren't used to seeing, you're going to get some of the hate that he gets. But I think that you can't judge him off of one game, just like I didn't judge J.J. McCarthy after one game. I text Sherm yesterday because when he initially talked about J.J., he was like, he's not it. And I hit up Sherm like, I'll give him some time, you know what I mean? And then eventually 4 or 5 games in, I go, all right, Sherm, you might have been right about this one. But I think, you got to give Shedeur some time, let him develop in exactly. You go into a game plan. When offensive coordinators are talking to their quarterbacks, one of the questions they ask him, what plays do you like? What are you comfortable with? You call plays and you game plan according to what your quarterback is comfortable with and what he's capable of. So that factors in, and it was his first shot. So I'll give him some time.
Yeah, 9 is not showing up lately for. I can't tell if it's still too early for J.J. McCarthy, or what I think it also is when it's clear early that a quarterback might not be the guy, trademark, we don't know how to categorize him.
Yeah.
And sometimes what ends up happening is he ends up becoming Sam Darnold, maybe Jared Goff with the Lions, like a version of a guy that's like clearly talented, clearly has the talent and the arm to be a first-round pick, but just isn't the top 99th percentile of player. And we don't know how, we still are figuring out as NFL fans what to make of that person. Because there's something in between Patrick Mahomes and a bust.
Yeah.
Like there's something between being the best ever and a failure.
I mean, look at Bryce Young this weekend. 3 touchdowns, 448 yards. We were writing him off. We were writing him off. What, he was drafted in 2023, so this is what his third season? Is his third season?
McCarthy?
No. Bryce Young.
Yeah.
Bryce Young. Yeah, we're writing him off, and now he's putting things together. So it just reminds you how difficult that position is to play.
Yeah. Last story here. In an interview with Good Morning America, former college basketball player Day Hunter admitted to being involved in a point-shaving scheme with the University of New Orleans during the 2024-2025 season.
The way they did it, they'll look at the record. They're like, it's a better chance that they lose by a certain spread.
Were you worried about the consequences if you tried to point shave and failed and you lost that better money?
95% we were going to get the job done.
He was asked about his motivations for getting involved in point shaving.
I was money hungry. That's all it was, money hungry. Fast cash.
What was the motivation for the money?
Basically, I had a child. I just had a child. So, the school wasn't paying me money, so, I was trying to get money to actually take care of my child.
I think there's an interesting world here for clearly there are guys getting a lot in NIL money and they have no reason to get involved in this kind of thing. And then there are guys that are not getting NIL money but have control over their unders or have control over points.
Yeah, that's the tough part about, college sports. When I was playing, we couldn't work. We couldn't work. I couldn't hold a job. I had to depend on my stipend that I got during the school year and then my parents in the summertime just to help me out. These guys' situation is a bit different, but if you aren't a baller, University of New Orleans didn't realize they had a university over there. It's not like he's playing at a school that's D1 and he's getting all of these offers. Not saying what he did was right, but there are some circumstances, man. People do some things where they're back against the wall. And he said he had a kid, he's in college, he ain't getting no money. I can understand why he did it. Not saying that is right, but that's just that's life.
Ryan Divish joining us at noon. Before that, the Mariners and Josh Naylor have reportedly reunited. So what's next?
Disaster in L.A.
Sam, look out. Back across the middle. Ball is intercepted. Reading Sam Darnold's eyes.
Those were tight windows. Those were late. They were bad decisions.
How do Darnold and the Hawks bounce back?
I got to be better personally. He's a great quarterback. He's our quarterback. We love him.
We all know Sammy D's a baller.
Why did Sam Darnold not see some of those defenders?
This is the home of the Seahawks.
Boy, do we have a lot to talk about this week.
Seattle Sports on 710 and Seattle Sports on YouTube.
When I was playing ball, November was always such a pivotal time because that's when you truly see whether your team is a contender or a pretender. Many teams enter the month with a chance to win a championship, and what they do these next 4 weeks makes all the difference. Michael Bumpus here, and even though my playing days are over, November can still mean big wins for you at Silver Reef Casino Hotel. All you have to do is claim your free entry at any promo kiosk. Every Saturday in November at Silver Reef, 2 winners are drawn every hour starting at 6 p.m. to score huge prizes. Someone's going to win a Hawaiian vacation, an awesome outdoor grill, or even $10,000 cash. So here's what you have to do. This weekend, book your stay at Silver Reef Casino Hotel, watch the college football games on Saturday, and stick around to see if you walk away with a big-time prize or cash money. Entry is free. For more information, visit silverreefcasino.com/promotions. Book your stay at Silver Reef Casino Hotel. Drive up I-5, exit 260.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Superior Linen Service will help your company with logoed apparel, uniforms, floor mats, linen, and more. Give us a call. We answer the phone. Superior Linen Service. It's what we do. Visit suplinen.com.
At Bible Law Group, we understand that when the need is great, our community has to do even greater things together. That's why we're teaming up with KRIZ and the Seattle Medium newspaper to sponsor a special holiday food drive this Saturday, November 22nd, supporting families right here in our community. Drop off at 2600 South Jackson Street, Seattle from 10 to 4 p.m. Bring canned goods and non-perishables you can share. Don't forget, when you're facing a lion's den of litigation, you are not alone. Call Bible Law Group today and let our team get to work for you.
Stacy here. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, and when they resell it, they share half their profit with you. That's right. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, Isuzu, and Auburn. They'll pay you today for your car, and once they resell it, they'll share half their profit with you. WayscarFord.com.
A 15-year-old girl who chewed through a rope to escape a serial killer.
I used my front teeth to saw on the rope in my mouth.
The killer prowled the Pacific Northwest in the early 70s. He's been convicted of murdering 2 young women, but suspected of many more.
Maybe there's another one in that area.
Follow and binge all episodes of Stolen Voices of Dole Valley, available now wherever you listen.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports. Touchdown! Seahawks! Ken Walker III! Get everything Seahawks at seattlesports.com.
I had a young woman who was on a new SUV, and she had attachments to her old car because it was her first car, and she had questions because she was doubling her spending budget, and she was very fiscally responsible. It was almost making her sick. And the best path at that point was to, let's stop for the night, and you go home and take a breath. She came back in the morning and bought the car. She was way happier. These are major life accomplishments. You have the ability to afford at this tier. You've secured one of the major needs in your life. You should be feeling a tremendous amount of pride and respect for your accomplishments. I'm just grateful that we get to celebrate it with them, that we get to be part of it in that aspect of it.
The LJ Way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
At 65 years old, Brian has a rather demanding hobby.
My biggest passion is snow skiing, and I ski between 70 and 80 days per year, and I ski instruct at a private resort in Montana.
Needless to say, that can be a bit tough on the joints.
When this knee started to bother me, I thought, I'm doomed.
That's when Brian decided to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
If I did yard work or skied a few days in a row, I was fighting swelling and pain and no sleep and all sorts of problems, and that has absolutely gone away.
So are you back on the slopes?
I mean, I had a 14-day stretch with clients where I skied every day and I had no problem. It was fine. It was just like, I felt like new.
So I'm guessing you would recommend this to others.
Oh, I already have. I've told everyone that'll listen.
Whether it's a shoulder, hip, or knee, before you choose surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
It's really, truly a miracle.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
If you thought, Matt, that I wouldn't bring this conversation on air from the commercial break, you were mistaken.
You know, I was hoping you wouldn't.
No.
And yet here we are.
Any thought that happens, that crosses my mind, any conversation that happens during a break, I'm just going to continue it. Michael Bumpus is trying to warn us that aliens are coming.
They're here, man.
They're here or they're on their way?
They're both. They've already sent the scouts.
Wemby exists.
They sent the scouts here
Curtis.
already and say, let's check it out. What's going on in that blue planet over there? And my homie is sending me videos from Arizona of UFOs in the sky. It's not AI. It's not social media. It's a direct video of UFOs just
allegedly
having a day. It's not alleged. It's real.
Per your friend,
It's real.
there are currently UFOs in Arizona. And he's saying they're warning us that they are gonna.
See, now you're putting words in my mouth.
Okay.
I just said they were there.
Sorry. Okay. I thought it was more of like an album drop kind of thing of like aliens. Look out. A very kind of like aliens are coming on this day.
Yeah. I read something that said the 25th though. So
that's gonna ruin
got
Thanksgiving.
like 8 days.
That's going to ruin Thanksgiving, and it's going to ruin it's going to ruin our ticket giveaway.
The world tour.
Yeah, no, it's going to ruin the world tour. It's going to ruin the world tour. Thank you, Matt. It's going to ruin Sam Darnold and the Vikings on November 30th. We want to send one of you and 3 friends to this game against Minnesota. All you need to do is open the Seattle Sports app and click the win tab to find out how. If you don't already have the app, text the word app to 866-979-3776, and we'll send you a link to download. Enter daily to increase your chance to win. This contest runs through today, and you may not even get to go, apparently, because aliens are on their way.
Doesn't mean they're going to destroy us.
You can still enter to win. Thank you, Curtis.
They just might be here. Doesn't mean they're going to destroy us.
I do believe in aliens.
Man, you people, I tell you.
Excuse me?
You and Matthew.
What?
You guys just...
UW graduates?
Just believe whatever is
what are you talking about? I said I believe in. I have no reason not to believe in aliens.
UW graduates.
I don't think
you guys talk about.
I don't think there are UFOs.
Let's
I don't
talk
think
about
there are
UW.
UFOs in Arizona right now.
You realize that I could have gone to UW too if I wanted to. I just didn't want to.
Yeah, no, I know.
Okay?
I know that.
All right. So that UW stuff
That's
is getting
not
old.
everyone's story, though.
It's not everyone's story, but that's my story.
Not everyone's a 5-star recruit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, there are a lot of people that.
As you pick up your cup and don't take a sip from it.
It's for emphasis. No, I didn't. I didn't say aliens don't exist. I said that Matt and I, having gone to a top public research institution on the West Coast, tend to question things more. If someone says there are UFOs in Arizona right now,
question things more. You don't question.
I have critical thinking.
You 100% believe we went to the moon. You don't question that.
I questioned it, but then I settled on believing it mostly because Matt shamed me.
Yes, I did.
He shamed me quite a bit.
Hey, you live your own life. Don't let Matthew put that pressure on you.
But then I just tend to question. If someone said there are UFOs here, I would say, can I please see a picture? Did you see that picture that went viral in Dallas that was circulating? And it was just a highway lamp. Like it was a highway overhead light, not a lamp clearly, but you guys
street
know.
Light.
Yeah. And people were like, it's a UFO. No, it's not. It is not. But I had friends that, oh my God, are you seeing this? This is scary. Do you think this is real? No. It's not.
But you know what I saw?
You saw it on the Shade Room? No.
You know what I saw? A video from my friend, from his phone to my phone. UFOs out there.
Can we see this video in the break?
Yeah, I would like to.
No, I don't show videos to non-believers.
I would. No, that's interesting.
No, you don't deserve. You don't deserve the privilege of seeing pure evidence that there is life outside of this place. All right.
He's gatekeeping aliens for me.
That's
I don't
wild.
think that's fair.
That's absolutely
Area
wild.
51 over here.
Hey, Bump, I'm just asking questions.
Finally.
I'm getting to the actual segment that we're doing here. Josh Naylor may be back in Seattle. Curtis, have we still not had an update from the Mariners on this one?
Nope.
We're all assuming it's true, though. Josh Naylor back in Seattle, and he loves hitting in Seattle, so that's great. He said it himself.
I mean, I've always liked hitting here. I've only been on the away side, and I couldn't wait to check off this place and come here and hit. I think it's a hitter's park more than a pitcher's park, to be honest. I think it's easy to hit here.
Oh, that's great. You're the only one who thinks that, and that's fantastic. John Morosi on MLB Network.
Naylor signs a little bit earlier than we typically see the premier free agent sign, but you understand the logic here on both sides. The Mariners also have to either re-sign or replace fellow free agents Jorge Polanco and Eugenio Suarez elsewhere on the infield. And meanwhile, from Naylor's perspective, you often saw a lot of corner infielders have to wait a while on the free agent market. Not so for Josh Naylor. He is back with the Mariners on a 5-year deal.
Great news for the Mariners and great news for their fans. The vibes are right? If you're trying to set a tone, this is a great way to do it. But what now? What's next? What's still to do?
Polanco, what are you going to do with Polanco? How you got to where is he on your priority list?
Next.
Next, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly, right? I think you got to figure out what to do there. Polanco scares me a little bit just because we've only seen it 1 year. Granted, we've had 2 seasons to try to see it. And he was clutch this year.
Older.
And he's older and knees, head, shoulders, knees, and toes, But I think he's done enough to make him the next priority for sure, for me at least.
People are just sending in alien stories
Exactly,
now.
I'm saying.
This has gone off the rails.
Y'all got to, come on, man. We're not
Gotta
alone.
what?
We're not alone.
But that's not what Matt and I are even saying.
We're not alone.
You're
saying that.
I believe there are aliens out there. I really do.
So why can't they be here? What makes us so special?
The universe is so big.
It is.
So big.
It is so insanely incalculable.
So what?
So incalculable.
So what?
Incalculable, baby.
Co-signer over here. You need a car from Waste Car. She's got you. She's gonna co-sign.
Waste Car Ford. I just would like to think that somewhere is an alien that's like a diehard Mariners fan.
There's probably an alien in this building right now.
No, now you're just trolling us. You don't really believe that. You don't believe that.
Why not?
Men in Black, a biography.
Why not? You believe in God?
Yes.
Okay. Aliens.
What does that have to do with anything?
If you believe in God, you have to believe there could be an alien amongst us right now.
That doesn't make any sense.
It does make sense. You never seen them?
We're getting back to sports. Back to sports. Everyone follow me. We're going back to sports. Seattle Times Ryan Divish joins us next.
The Mariners start the offseason with a bang.
It might not be Christmas yet, but Mariners fans, Josh Naylor is going to be under the tree by this week.
Massive bat flip, Josh Naylor!
5-year deal rather than testing free agency.
The fan base has been awesome. It's almost electric.
He's done it all. Great defense. Great at the plate.
Insider reaction and analysis at seattlesports.com.
He's got the snarl on the field, but he is a good teammate.
And the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Black Friday is coming, and that's the smart time to shop for a top-rated TV from Samsung, LG, or Sony. But why wait? You can get those Black Friday TV deals right now at Video Only, and then enjoy Thanksgiving with your new TV. Still want to wait? Then how about better than Black Friday deals? The top-rated TVs at stupid low prices. Check out Video Only now before the rush, or you'll be sorry.
Start having fun. Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot.
As a quarterback, you cannot run a winning play with a messy playbook. And most companies' data, well, it's a mess. AI is changing the game, but if your data is scattered, you're stuck on the sidelines. Brock Heward here, and this is where my friends at Marquee Data come in. They get your data in shape, clean, connected, ready to perform, so you can finally put AI to work for your business. Whether sales, finance, or operations, every smart move starts with the right data. So head to mydataqb.com to draw up your game-winning data play today. That's Marquee Data or mydataqb.com.
With football season comes colder weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here with Keith Dashafee from locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. So Keith, what's your next big play?
Well, Steve, right now get 40% off qualifying installs or no payments and no interest for 12 months on approved credit.
Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
I know a lot of you guys are listening from your phones right now, so it's the perfect time to give a shout out to my friends over at AT&T. The other guys will make claims saying this and that about how great their network is, and I'm just here to set the record straight that AT&T is America's fastest and most reliable wireless network. I don't know about you guys, but it just gives me so much peace of mind when I'm going to do the things I love, and I know my wireless networks got me. Like if I'm going to a concert or a basketball game or even something outdoorsy. Knowing I'm going to have fast service and can share what I'm up to is a game changer. You want to know you can post what you want to post, call who you want to call, and with AT&T, it literally doesn't matter where you're going. I promise you, they're already there. Don't just take it from me. Actual tests prove AT&T is America's fastest and most reliable wireless network. When you compare, there is no comparison. Based on Root Metrics' United States Root Score Report, 1H 2025 tested with best commercially available smartphones on 3 national mobile networks across all available network types. Your experiences may vary. Root Metrics rankings are not an endorsement of AT&T.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today. It's not just about better health, it's about a better life.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Have you tried the dining district at the Bellevue Collection? Grab lunch with friends, meet up for happy hour, and stay for dinner and beyond. You can sample international flavors and local favorites from talented chefs. Try a new cocktail on a rooftop bar or watch the game with friends and explore the lively nightlife scene. The Dining District at the Bellevue Collection, where your taste adventure begins. Learn more at BellevueCollection.com/dining district.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
A positive update on rookie guard Gray Zabel, who left the game late Sunday with a knee injury. On the Mike Macdonald Show, the Seahawks head coach told Brock and Salt, quote, "I'll say it's optimistic right now. Initial news is really positive, but let's get out of the fog here before I start making any declarations."
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Talking Mariners with Seattle Times reporter Ryan Divish on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Some news to cover this morning, Ryan. Naylor reportedly signing with the Seahawks. What kind of money are the Mariners spending on him? Any idea?
I don't know exactly. Kind of our reporting, like people were talking to, they don't want to give the number until it gets finalized. He's taking the physical, I think, today. I assume he's taking it in Seattle. although he could take it in Arizona where he lives at because the Mariners have the facility there. I haven't gotten that kind of clarified, but at 5 years is what we've been told. I mean, I think you're looking at somewhere between 90 and 100 million. I don't know that it'd be over that. Usually when you go longer, the average annual value goes down a little bit. I know a lot of people kind of figured it'd be about four at 20 million, and maybe it's 5 at 20 million, close to 100, but I don't know that it's more than that. I saw some people were saying like 130 million. No, I don't think that's the case. To go to the 5th year, I think the average annual value and the overall will go down a little bit. I'm sure there's some incentives and stuff thrown in there as well, but you know, a lot of times for people, the extra year is probably more like it's more of an obstacle in these negotiations than the money itself, because like you're pushing that contract out longer and longer. So I think the Mariners knew they had to go above and beyond what people thought the market value was, and by giving him 5 years, I mean that definitely speaks to a little bit more than what we thought they were going to give him.
Hey, Ryan, when we got the AL MVP votes, I was frustrated, and I was like, man, why are we letting writers and journalists determine MVPs? And then I thought about you and immediately apologized and said Divish should be the only one
He took you out
who could vote. Did you have conversations with any of your peers and try to figure out, why some people voted for Judge instead of Cal Raleigh?
Yeah, I talked to some of the voters, and I mean, I think a lot of them basically just said that the sheer offensive numbers and the offensive force that Aaron Judge provided at the plate, and then just being pretty solid in right field. I mean, he's actually a pretty decent right fielder when he plays. That all of that overtook any value that Cal may have had from the defensive standpoint and from handling the staff. And in a way, I mean, like a lot of voters, like they're not going to see the day-to-day stuff that I saw, the value in terms of working with pitchers, the game-to-game stuff. I mean, there's no all 22. They're not watching film of this. And, they're going off of a lot of the empirical numbers, and a lot of the empirical numbers said that Judge had one of the best offensive seasons in probably 20-some years, one of the best post-steroid offensive seasons that's ever been put out there, and that mattered more than what you can't measure, which is Cal's value as a leader, as a defensive player, handling a pitching staff. Like, you can look at framing metrics, and some of the defensive metrics weren't as kind to Cal this year as maybe they were a year ago. But, like, those things, people still those things only paint one picture. Like, I think we know that the value of Cal also is the leadership quotient, handling the staff, putting the staff ahead of him, calling pitches, all those stuff that can't be measured by data and can't truly be appreciated by people that aren't there every day. I think everybody knows the value of a catcher, but I think a lot of people felt like Judge's leadership, he is kind of the voice of that Yankees team, and his offensive presence alone outweighed that. To me, there was no wrong answer. You could vote for Judge, you could vote for Cal, and I didn't have a problem with either of it because I felt like Judge's numbers were really ridiculous to the point that yeah, he was worthy as well.
I agree with you, Ryan. I had no philosophical issue with the outcome. I was pleasantly surprised that it was that close. Just with the guests that our station had on, a lot of them were like, "I'd vote for a Judge, but I wouldn't like it." And you're like, okay, so everyone's voting for a Judge. How many are Cal going to get here? But I want to go back to your point about, I think a lot of people understand the value of a catcher. I don't know, man. I feel like I learned so much more about the catching position this year just based on the sheer number of features that I was reading about it, with you guys obviously putting out so many amazing ones. But I look at how many people are pointing to those defensive stats, and it's like, how do you even – I know you mentioned this with your answer, but, I don't even know how you capture what a catcher does. It really kind of falls into that category of F4 is going to capture certain things. It in no way is going to fully encapsulate what a catcher does. And I think because of that, there are even people covering the game that don't quite get it. And someone's catcher might have a different kind of role than one like Cal, or play less.
Yeah, No, exactly. That's the thing is, like, there are very few catchers like Cal in Major League Baseball that catch as much as he does, that kind of I think all catchers want their pitchers to do well, and they say that's the priority and this and that. But to be honest, like, Cal truly puts the catchers ahead of him. Like, if he has to sacrifice time to go hit in the cages or whatever because he's still working on a game plan with a starter, then he does it. Like during the spring, he's putting in 12-hour days to make sure he gets time with his pitchers, time for recovery, then his offensive stuff. He's logging in all these kinds of long days because that's what's more important to him. Not all catchers are like that. And I think you're right in the sense that not even all writers can truly see what goes on. Not everybody's as open about what they do like the Mariners are, like lets us into the kind of the background of it. A few years ago, I wrote that story where I followed Cal around for an entire day, and that meant me getting there at 4:30 in the morning at spring training and not leaving till 6 at night, following him around for an entire day. And like, not everybody can write that. Not everybody gets to see it. I guess for me, because as an infielder who ate his way into a catching position in college, I did live it every day. And the beating that I took, and I mean, like, I'm not even catching good pitchers. Like, Cal takes a beating every day, but you have to watch for it. You have to understand it. And I know a lot of people are mad at the writers, but like, this wasn't like a no-brainer decision. This wasn't like voting for Ohtani in the National League. This was a hard one. And I think a lot of the writers I talked to really went back and forth on it. And, you see different numbers, you see different comparisons, and some of them went with Judge. But I know this much, and, not to be all like overreaching, I think the writers that made this decision, the 30 writers that had to vote on this, took a little bit more time than people do in a lot of more important decisions that they vote upon in their lives. So like, there was a lot of thought that went into it. And, a lot of people that voted wrote about it. Tim Booth and I wrote about it. I know all the people at The Athletic who had votes on stuff wrote about it because we knew it was going to be controversial. This has been debated for a long time. And then you're using stats like batting average, which have been debated as their value. You're using WAR, you're using all this stuff. And then, you have the kind of old school thoughts about it. It's like, what does a catcher represent versus what an outfielder represents? To me, a catcher represents everything, probably because I've covered the Mariners for 20 years. I've seen a lot of bad catching in my life. And to see somebody that's as good as Cal on a daily basis and put up the numbers he did, it's truly amazing. And honestly, I don't know that he'll ever do something like this again. I don't know that we'll ever see an opportunity for a catcher to win the Most Valuable Player award. It hasn't happened since Buster Olney in 2012. I don't know when it'll happen again. And if it does, it will be Cal doing it because very few catchers play as much as he does, log as many at-bats and plate appearances, and produce the way he does. And, it'll be hard for him to do that again next year.
Yeah, that's well said, man. You just put me through a history lesson where I started thinking about all the catchers in Mariners history, and we'll probably never see anything like this again. I want to shift over to Stacy touched on it already, but just the signing of Naylor, right? And to me, Ryan, it makes me feel like, okay, the management is taking this seriously, and they're doing something that I'm not used to doing, which is just doing the obvious and getting talent, right, or retaining some talent. Does that make you feel like there could be a shift in their approach, or was it just an easy decision?
Yeah, I think there's a shift in the approach simply because of the success of last season. They have some money. In the last few years, they haven't had the dollars, or they weren't, Dipoto and Hollander weren't given the budgetary dollars to go out and kind of make these sorts of moves. And to be honest, too, like it's not easy getting players to resign or to sign here. All of this worked, and texting with some people in the Mariners front office about this when, the news started to break and getting confirmation and everything. Like, one of the executives who talks really, really fast and is a big fan of Ohio State just said it had to get done. This is a guy that wanted to be here. This is a guy they wanted to be here. And when you have that in common, then you can't mess around. You get it done. You find a way to get it done, even if you go out of your comfort level. And I know on this show I've been very critical of the Mariners about being unwilling to get out of their comfort level when it comes to signing guys or spending money on free agents. Well, they've done it. 5 years is more than anybody thought Josh Naylor was going to get. They went out and gave him 5 years, and that's why they're going to get him, because that's what they realize is, look, this guy fits. He wants to be here. They want him here. Make it happen. That it just like it would have been a colossal failure this offseason if they couldn't have made this work because of salary or whatever. Or they let it happen where the Mets came in and jumped in and gave them a whole bunch of money. Figure out how to get it done early. Offer a really good deal that makes him say, no, I'm going to take this because this is probably the best offer I'm going to get, and it's a place I want to be at. And I think that's what the Mariners did.
Great hints about the executive. Andy McKay, Tony Arnerich, and Christopher Negron are all leaving. What's going on with some of the coaching turnover we're seeing?
Yeah, it's kind of when you have good seasons, people look at you and say, okay, well they must be doing something right. For Andy McKay, it's different because he's always wanted to be on the field and in the dugout, on the big league level. He was going to get that chance in 22, and then the guy that was replacing him as director of player development decided to leave to help run a family business. So he went back to his old job and then never got that chance again to be on the big league staff. That's what he's always wanted, and Stephen Vogt offered him that opportunity. I think he knew that if he didn't take this now, he might not get another chance for a while. And then with Arnerich and Negron going to bench coach positions, that's a promotion. You're one step away from being a manager usually, and it's a title bump. It comes with more money. Tony was in the bullpen coach. That's not really where he wanted to be. He liked the job, but he's a catcher. He's a former catcher. He's got that catching background. He wants to have more overarching kind of responsibilities. And Negron, I think everybody knows that guy has the kind of charisma. He's bilingual, everything else to be a future manager. You're not going to get that opportunity staying there and coaching first base when you can get a bench coaching job somewhere else. So I think it's like it represents more money, title bump, everything else. They had a lot of people looking at their staff this year. And the scary thing for them was the possibility of losing Trent Blank and Pete Woodworth, their two pitching guys, because both of their contracts were up. So, they were free to kind of look around, but the Mariners made sure to lock them up before anybody could take them because that would have been really bad. Those guys are super responsible for helping find and develop these pitchers, and losing either of them would have been bad, and they were able to keep both of them.
What do you think the next move is? I mean, Stacy and I were saying pretty much is Polanco. And Polanco kind of scares me, man. I believe in him, obviously, because you can't ignore his performance this year, but he's 1 for 2 when it comes to performances. How do you feel about Polanco, and what do you think they should do?
Yeah, I don't think they should go 3 years or anything. I think they should kind of give him the Mitch Garver deal, 2 years, $24 million. Maybe give it an option for a third if he's got a vesting option, kind of like what he had this year where he performs. But other than that, no, I wouldn't, break the bank on him. And I think, again, that's a guy that wants to. It's similar to Naylor. He's a guy that wants to be in Seattle. He likes the team. He likes the familiarity. He doesn't like change a lot. So I don't think he's out there looking to wring every dollar out of the situation. So maybe that's one that gets done. I think they were hoping they could get it done right away as well. And then the reliever market's pretty busy, or it's pretty open right now. They want a left-handed reliever to help out Gabe Spire, and they probably want another right-handed reliever that can get some swing and miss. There's a whole market of them out there, so they're going to take a look at those guys as well. I don't know that they'll be the big names, but they need one more leverage guy to go with that group because Bizzardo, Spire, Munoz, they all threw a ton, and Brash is coming back off the injury, so you need to add a few more pieces to the bullpen. So that might be an easier sign because you're looking at maybe a 1 or 2 year deal that you don't have to negotiate as much. So that may happen before Polanco, but I would think Polanco is the next guy that position-wise that they could probably take care of.
Is there a potential big trade that they could still make? And we've been talking a lot about Tarik Skuba, and I can't tell if that's just sports talk fodder, it's that time of the year, we're just going to talk about potential things, or with the number of pretty reputable names talking about it, if it's kind of like a where there's smoke, there's fire situation. Is it a realistic possibility?
I think it's a realistic possibility because they'll always listen on anything, and they'll always stick their nose in it to find out if there's anything there. That would be, I think for them to want to do that, they would have to have finished their roster a little bit more, had some clarity with Polanco or what they're going to do and the relievers. But yeah, they have more talent than anybody probably in the overall farm system depth. And, the thing is, everybody thinks Skuba's going to cost the world. He will and he won't because it's a 1 year deal. You only get him for a rental. So it's not going to be as much as maybe you would think you'd have to give up. With Juan Soto, you had him for a year and a half, so it was different. But, it's still going to cost a lot. But they should listen. Why not? Take a look and listen. Maybe it's not as painful as you think it's going to be, and and all of a sudden, you add that horse to a rotation. And what it does, honestly, is like if you did want to make a move with one of your other pitchers to go out and supplement your team, maybe your position base a little bit, you could do that too. So they'll definitely listen. The starting pitching market's so deep right now, and there's so many guys. Like the idea of trading Luis Castillo, I just don't think is going to happen. And I think they know he's still probably trending downward, but they need him because he seems to make 30 starts every year. They're not all the prettiest ones, but still the volume that he provides is important. But his no trade clause is gone. His no trade clause is gone now, so they could. I mean, like Ketel Marte's out there. Maybe they look at a position player like that. There's a lot of guys. If the Tigers are willing to move Tarik Skuba, then are they willing to move the Kirby killer Kerry Carpenter? Maybe they are. I mean, like he would fit in really well with the Mariners in a lot of ways too. Left-handed bat with some pop that can play all over. I mean, like there are trades out there, and I think we know that with Jerry and Justin, they can kind of come up with stuff that nobody's ever thought of and use it to their advantage. So I expect there will be trades this offseason. They can't help themselves and not trade, I think.
How are you feeling about third base? You feel like Ben should be given a shot, or you feel like another move should be made?
I think, it's interesting. Like with what I don't think they would I think they would offer Suarez a 1-year deal, not for 8 to 10 million, maybe 10 to 12. And then, cause there's no such thing as a bad 1-year deal. You can move on from it. But yeah, I think if they had to, like if say they get Polanco and they're just not finding anything out there on the third base market, and it's not a great third base market, then maybe they would look at, using Ben Williamson there at third. You go out and find another lefty bat to platoon with them for a little bit, and then when Colt Emerson's ready, maybe you move him there. I know he plays shortstop, but Bobby Witt Jr.'s first year at the big league level is at third base. The Mariners are very comfortable with the idea that if Colt Emerson hits and hits well, they could use him at third base in a platoon with Ben Williamson and kind of break him in that way. And then, next year he would probably be your starting shortstop if all goes right. But yeah, that's the one spot where I think if they had to use internal pieces, they would feel comfortable. Like Polanco isn't really their second baseman, but they need an impact hitter. They don't look at him as a position-wise, like, oh, he's second base or oh, he's DH, he can play either. They just need a hitter to go in that spot. I mean, he basically batted, in the 3, 4, 5 spot all year, and they need somebody behind Cal or Julio to hit. And they, even bringing back Naylor, you still want one more guy, and the value of Polanco is the switch hitter in him. So they need to get another impact bat, and where it plays at, who knows? I mean, like I said, they can use some DHs and stuff like that as well.
Ryan Divish, kind enough to join us on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Check out the latest from Ryan at SeattleTimes.com or the Seattle Times app. Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, guys.
Let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news with Bump and Stacy.
Headline number one, as we just talked about with Ryan Divish, the Mariners and Josh Naylor have reportedly agreed to a 5-year extension. What's the real headline?
Shout out to the Mariners for having the Seahawks back with this news dump. Oh, you guys lost? We got you. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't trip. I opened up the postgame show with this news.
Rightfully so. That's exactly what the Mariners were hoping.
Seahawks lost, but listen, Linda, listen.
Linda,
right?
listen.
All right, Naylor is with the Mariners. No, that was great. Great news, man. We needed something like that, especially after that tough loss to the Rams. And this just it changes. It doesn't change the way I look at management, but it's starting to get me to believe that they are turning a corner in their approach.
I think what a lot of fans wanted was not that this team would spend like the Dodgers, because they can, and that's not the expectation. I've never heard anyone say that ever. What I have heard many, many people say is they just want to see a sense of urgency and like a real desire to get after it and build on progress, and that's what this move is to me, so that's a good sign.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number two, Michael Penix is feared to have suffered a season-ending knee injury, and the Falcons lost to the Panthers on Sunday. What's the real headline?
You should probably seek medical attention for a broken Penix.
I should have read that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael Penix. I watched the play where he got injured. It doesn't look like crazy.
Isn't that weird? And again, it hasn't been like confirmed as a torn ACL, but the fact that Adam Schefter posted believed to be season ending and then mentioned, hey, by the way, he's torn his ACL multiple times in both knees.
Man.
It feels like they're fearing that that's what it is. I don't know, man. I feel so horrible for him. He's the nicest guy.
Yeah, great dude. It's just injuries are so weird. Sometimes it's just clear as day. Like, yep, that's broken. Yep, that's torn. But with that one, it was just it makes it seem like it was bound to happen regardless, just because of the nature of the situation. But yeah, that's unfortunate for Penix, man, and that's what people were scared of. You know, just look, he has injury history, but he was healthy for 2 years at UW, so you roll the dice on him and just bit him in the butt again.
Well, and I think they were also fearful of it because he was, quote, an older, but it is what it is, an older quarterback leaving the draft. So the thought was, well, God, if he's injury prone, let's say he suffers another ACL. Well, that's a year out. If this is a torn ACL on November 16th, it would have happened. The start of your 2026 is now completely thrown off. There's no training camp for you. You're not probably starting on the PUP list. It really throws everything kind of out the window. Not out the window. It can hurt development in a way that's really heartbreaking, not just for Penix, but for a team that was hoping they could find that answer.
Unless he's on his Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson was back in like 8 months. So.
That was the craziest.
And then rushed for 2,000 yards.
All-time crazy recoveries.
Headline rewrites.
Headline 3, the Chiefs fell to 500 and they're 3.5 games back of the Broncos in the AFC West after their 22-19 loss to Denver. What's the real headline?
Look, we knew one day the Chiefs wouldn't make the playoffs. We just didn't think it could be in a season where Mahomes was an MVP favorite.
You can only do so much. That just lets you know how much of a team sport this game really is. Man, you can have one of the best, if not the best, quarterback in the game and still struggle. I mean, he's putting up good numbers, completing. Actually, it's kind of low for him when it's going to completion percentage, 64%, but 18 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Look, they're still not dead, though. That's the crazy thing about the Patriots. If it were anybody else, we'd be like, they're probably not going to make it. And Lamar is dealing with the same thing with the Ravens, right? I think they're 5-5 as well, but they're on the ascent.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, it's been a weird season for the Chiefs, but I'm not mad at it because I appreciate, other teams getting a real shot at this.
It's just such a weird spot to be. I mean, Buffalo improved to 7-3 with that win over the Bucs, but you've got some unexpected teams, at least in recent years. Denver 9-2, right? Indy, they're on a bye this week, but with a great start to over the first half of the season. It's just like they have the same record as the Texans. The Chiefs do. Both teams are 5-5.
All right,
now, the Chiefs are better than the Texans, but it's weird on paper.
Tell me when you see a loss.
For the Chiefs?
Indy.
Yeah.
They're losing to Indy? I think they'd be Indy. Dallas, Houston, Chargers, Titans, Broncos again.
I think Broncos.
Vegas. I maybe they lose one more game, I think.
And that's very doable. That's what's weird about them is they have all these pieces. They should be. When the season started, we were like, man, they really need to get the run game going. I guess they did. I mean, Pacheco out. That's a pretty monumental one.
Yeah.
So that's going to happen when you're pretty flat. It's weird to think you could be flat as an offense with Patrick Mahomes, but tough injury on offense. All right. Coming up at 12:45, we're going to get back into NFL headlines. Back to the Seahawks at 1, answering the question that many of us were wondering after Sunday's game. Can you win a Super Bowl with Sam Darnold? What caught my eye? Next.
The Mike Macdonald Show, the morning after every Seahawks game at 9:30 with Brock and Saul.
Where are we with Gray Zabel? Is there a reason to believe that he's avoided a season ender?
I'll say it's optimistic right now. So initial news is really positive, but we gotta let's get out of the fog here before I start making any declarations.
Did you get imaging last night or this morning?
Yeah, it's this morning. All we're going off of right now is like the test.
Get the podcast on the Seattle Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Just how good is Pure Talk's current deal for unlimited wireless? Well, you might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Because right now, for just $29.95 a month, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This is Pure Talk's top-tier plan. It comes with a crazy fast 5G network along with a 30-gig hotspot. And at just $29.95 a month, there has never been a better opportunity to lock in a ridiculously low rate for as long as you live. And save thousands and thousands of dollars along the way. This plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you will save over 50% every single month for the rest of your life. See what I mean? It really is the deal of your lifetime. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. Offer ends 12/7. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors. Held to a higher standard since 1968.
This is Steve Almond at Pacific Power Batteries. We have a message about charging lithium-ion batteries. Be very careful. On our website, we show you how to prevent fires or explosions by not using some aftermarket chargers or charging below 32 degrees. New battery, new charger, charge it outside in a sealed container or while you can watch it during the day. Please visit our website, pacificpowerbatteries.com, for more tips to avoid a fire or explosion. Yikes!
Seattle Sports has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks game, Sunday, November 30th. Head to the Seattle Sports app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the Seattle Sports app, the better your odds. Do it every day, November 11th through November 17th. Details and rules at seattlesports.com/win. From the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Too many breakup songs getting you down? Put a little bossa nova in the playlist. Sometimes a different way is the better way. Like the SR 509 Expressway near SeaTac. Get a good-to-go pass to save $2 every time you use it, and on other toll roads in Washington.
Want more Seahawks content? Join me, G. Scott, on The Reset. New episodes of the podcast every Monday and Thursday on YouTube or on the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, it's Dr. Coogan with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic, and I have great news. We're having our biggest sale of the year, over $300 off our normal pricing through December 19th. We know it's hard to stay on track during the holidays, and we want to help. This could be the year you actually lose weight over the holidays and set yourself up for success in January. The best part, you can lose weight and still enjoy those special holiday dinners. No shots, no exercise, no fake food, just a plan that teaches you how to reset your metabolism and keep the weight off for good. Free consultation at eastsideweightlossclinic.com.
Yeah, Mike Salk here, and I've worked with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic for years, and this is the biggest sale I've ever seen from them. $300 off? I did the program myself, losing 35 pounds in just 8 weeks. Take advantage of this awesome sale before the holidays.
Join the 4,000 clients who we've helped lose 20 to 30 pounds in 60 days and take advantage of our lowest pricing of the year. Even if you want to start in January, lock in these prices now. Our remote programs allow you to lose weight from anywhere. Schedule your free consultation at eastsideweightlossclinic.com.
Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
Dave Wyman here, and we've been fortunate to hear from 2 Swedish CyberKnife patients this year, Andy Ryder and Tim Hunter. Both heard about CyberKnife from our radio ads and completed successful treatment, raving about their experiences. Tim was impressed that treatment only took 5 days. Andy hosted a large international delegation the week after his treatment. If you, a friend, or a family member is diagnosed with prostate cancer, consider treatment with Swedish CyberKnife here in Seattle. Go to swedish.org/CyberKnife-prostate.
You've heard the saying, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. Since 1926, my family's been helping local businesses make great first, second, and long-term impressions. We know how to make your company look good with quality uniforms, logoed apparel, floor mats, linens, and more. If you're paying for linen service or doing it yourself, let's have the conversation. The information and quote are free, but the savings and service can really add up. Visit suplinen.com. Superior Linen Service. It's what we do.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
It's a showdown you won't want to miss. Sam Darnold versus the Vikings. The Seahawks season is in full swing, and we want to send you and 3 friends to the November 30th game against Minnesota. All you need to do is open the Seattle Sports app and click the Win tab to find out how. If you don't already have the app, text the word app to 866-979-3776, and we'll send you a link to download. Enter daily to increase your chances to win, but this contest only runs through today. So do that now. If you already have the app, obviously it's in there. And you can also go to the App Store. The app is free. Highly recommend, especially for dual broadcasts, which is more a thing during the Mariners season. Speaking of Minnesota, I've been saying oop a lot lately. I've noticed that.
Been saying what?
Oop. Like the other.
When do you say it?
Well, like, for instance, yesterday, I went home. And I was getting in the elevator, and a girl was leaving the elevator, but I didn't see her. She was, like, hidden behind the corner.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking, like, the elevator. I'm walking into the elevator, and all of a sudden, bam! I see her, and I go, oop. I didn't say it like a baby, but it's just something.
How
was it Eric Callerup who was on with us?
Yes, that's why I'm thinking of it.
He said that was something he
I
still
said,
does.
what's the most kind of Midwest Minnesota thing you do? And I thought that he'd be like, I don't know.
Going ice fishing.
Yeah, exactly. And he said, I say oop still. And I didn't know that that was a Midwest thing.
It's a Midwest thing.
Yeah, but I thought of it the other day, and then I thought of Nick Collerup and laughed.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about what caught my eye. Bump, you first.
What caught mis ojos?
That's Spanish.
That's Spanish for what caught my eyes. There's 2 of them. Look, Jason, 105 yards. He's now 11th when it comes to single season receiving yards, and he's going to break the record. DK Metcalf set it in 2020 with 1303. Jason is now at 1146. He's going to break this record. He's going to shatter this record. He continues to ball out, and it was kind of a quiet 105 too because of what the offense, how they performed yesterday. It didn't feel like JSN had that big of a game, but he does what he does, man. JSN continues to do his thing. He's catching 70% of the passes thrown to him. He currently, 74% of the passes thrown to him. Has 72 receptions on the year already. He's going to shatter the, I feel like he should shatter the career, or single season when it comes to receptions. He's tied with Tyler Lockett with 100. He'll pass that. JSN continues to do JSN things.
Crazy. And I don't mean this in a bad way, just statistically, it's incredibly hard to do, so I keep waiting for, quote, the bad game. And the most recent, quote, bad game was just 93 or so yards against Arizona. Or 97. I don't know. It's just short of 100.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the bad game that he's had.
Yeah.
And that it wasn't over 100. Or maybe against the Steelers or Saints. One of the 2 early, like, week 2-3 games, not really getting involved until the second half. That was it. Those were his bad games.
Yeah.
That's all.
Crazy.
Absolutely unreal. I don't know how he keeps doing what he's doing. I mean, elite talent. Credit to the Seahawks for, outside of a handful, being really great with drafting and developing receivers, including signing undrafted free agents, Doug Baldwin, Jermaine Kearse, 2 obviously notable ones. Next up. What caught my eye when you're looking at the game sheet? I'm going to be very boring with this, but I want to say it for a reason. 26 first downs, 43% on third down, 414 total net yards, 5.2 yards per play, 135 yards on the ground, 6.3 yards per pass attempt. Every single one of these categories, they outgained the Rams. If you were to cover up the 4 interceptions, in fact, if you were to cover up turnovers and then the final score and go which team won, I'd say Seahawks dropped 30 on LA. 414 yards, I'd say they won. They won, and it wasn't particularly close.
That was very selfish.
Yeah.
You just named all the stats. I can't even go anywhere with the stats.
You
now.
absolutely
you just
can.
Named all the stats.
You can go to all the stats. You go to all the stats. I'm just saying, like, in almost every single category, the Seahawks outgained the Rams, and it did not at all feel that way watching the game.
No, it didn't. It didn't. They got a short field position offensively a couple times, which led to some scores. Matthew Stafford still had 2 touchdowns, but he wasn't he didn't feel like an MVP type of guy. Moyer pointed this out before the game that he throws a lot of short stuff. He's not really pushing the ball down the field. But yeah, man, the numbers lied to you. Other
They
than
did. They lied to my
exactly
face.
the turnovers, right? But all the other numbers lied to you because it looked like on paper the Seahawks should have won this ball game.
Even like time of possession.
It was like 32 to something.
37 to 22.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Jinx. What caught me's ojos.
Yes.
I can't do stats because Stacy took them all.
I'm sorry. No, do your
Took
stats.
them all.
Do your stat. Do
I
your
wasn't
numbers.
gonna go that way anyway. I
Okay.
was just teasing you.
Okay.
My train of thought. Thank you. Oh, Kobe Bryant, forced fumble, right? 2 games in a row. We're asking for the defense to
point.
create some fumbles. Did exactly that. Kobe Bryant got it done this time. Went in for the punch. I was talking to the guys about that play in general. When I played, there was no punching the football out. It was like you're trying to rip it out. It's sometimes impossible to stop a fumble. Just the physics of it sometimes. If you punch it at the right time, at the right angle, the football is coming loose. Kobe Bryant bounced back from having a tough game, I feel like, earlier with a couple missed tackles and did his thing.
I feel like it also speaks to turnovers aren't entirely luck, but I do think they can sometimes either come in bunches or you can kind of unlock the floodgates. Like the Seahawks were the only defense without a forced fumble, and suddenly you've got back-to-back weeks with 3 combined over those weeks. And it's like you're making up for lost time. And sometimes turnovers don't necessarily, or takeaways, aren't always indicative of the best defense. The defense leading the team in takeaways right now, and it's not particularly close, the Chicago Bears. I don't know who would have them. They're solid. I don't know who would have them on a list of like the league's best defenses right now, but I'm glad that turnover luck is changing
Speaking
in
of
Seattle's
Bears,
favor.
Told you don't sleep on those
Defensive
Bears.
favor.
I told you don't sleep on
I
those
know.
Bears.
I'm sorry. I did. I
It's
sure
okay.
did.
It's okay. We all make mistakes.
My turn.
Make
I'm
them every day.
sticking with Seattle's defense for this one. So my overall is Byron Murphy's first half, but there's one play in particular. It is a first and 10, tackle for loss, loses 5 yards, makes it 2nd and 15 for the Rams. This is big for 2 reasons. One is a point from Mina Kimes, where she just talked about the importance of winning on early downs and how much that can change the way you play. And that seems like a football basic, but it's also hugely important and something that they struggle with in their losses. So winning on an early down, bam, tackle for loss for loss of 5. But also that it was Byron Murphy on that play, and in so many plays in the first half especially, speaks to the growth and development he's had this year. He was, in a loss, sometimes you leave it not thinking like, wow, what a day for that guy, because you're just bummed about a loss. But if they would have won, one of the stories we'd be talking about, I think, is Byron Murphy.
Yeah, Byron Murphy had himself an excellent day. This defensive line, man, they created some chaos. I don't think they sacked Matthew Stafford once, but neither did the Rams defensive line. But you felt the pressure, right? It wasn't like Matthew Stafford had all day back there constantly to throw the football. And Byron Murphy, man, he's leading the charge. He's looking like a franchise piece.
Yeah, Matthew Stafford's final line, 15 of 28, passer rating of 89.9. Sam Darnold, obviously, with a horrid day, but we have time for one more if you have it.
Got it.
Okay.
AJ, 10 receptions, 70 yards. Biggest game so far when it comes to receptions. He's had a game with multiple touchdowns. But when the Rams did a good job of keeping coverage over the top, you had to work underneath, and AJ was a target for Sam Darnold. So, yeah, big ups to AJ. Had himself a decent game.
The young players, man. There's been many themes of this season, but one of the most encouraging is the development of rookies and second-year players just continuing to shine. So, and speaking of rookies, good news for Grey Zabel this morning. TBD on what that means for time missed. Mike Macdonald scheduled to speak with reporters during a press conference at 3 p.m. today. You'll hopefully get updates during Wyman and Bob. It's a Reaction Monday, powered by Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Taking a look around the NFL next.
The Mariners start the offseason with a bang.
It might not be Christmas yet, but Mariners fans, Josh Naylor is going to be under the tree by this week.
Massive bat flip, Josh Naylor!
5-year deal rather than testing free agency.
The fan base has been awesome. It's like almost electric.
He's done it all. Great defense, great at the plate.
Insider reaction and analysis at SeattleSports.com.
He's got the snarl on the field, but he is a good teammate.
And the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying two phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Stacy here, and I have had a horrible experience selling and buying a car. That's real. So trust me when I say I know a good experience when I see and feel it. Selling that old car or getting a new one from a place you can trust does make a difference. And that's been my experience at Wayscar Ford in Auburn. These are real people I'm talking about here. Mark and Chris have been absolutely wonderful. I also met The Way himself. They all care about making sure you have a hassle-free, low-pressure experience. And they mean it, because you can sell your old car to Wayscar Ford, get paid for it that day, and then get a second check when they split the profit of selling that car with you. You can also explore a competitive selection for your new ride and upgrade like I did. I upgraded to a 2025 Bronco Sport, heated steering, all-wheel drive, leather interior. I'm obsessed. Wayscar Ford is family-owned and operated for 103 years in Auburn. Lifetime powertrain on all new Fords, never any pressure. If you change your mind within 5 days or 500 miles, take it back for a 100% refund. Wayscarford.com.
A 15-year-old girl who chewed through a rope to escape a serial killer.
I used my front teeth to saw on the rope in my mouth.
The killer prowled the Pacific Northwest in the early 70s. He's been convicted of murdering 2 young women, but suspected of many more.
Maybe there's another one in that area.
Follow and binge all episodes of Stolen Voices of Dole Valley, available now wherever you listen.
This is the home of the Seahawks.
Going to let one fly deep. Got a man out there. Ball is caught down at the 10-yard line, and it's JSN.
Seattle Sports.
Mike Rowe here with a fun fact. Did you know that 50% of the air that you breathe inside your home comes from your crawl space? Yeah. Whether your crawl space is wet, musty, or your floors are bouncy, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to repair your crawl space. Schedule a free inspection with Groundworks, the foundation and waterproofing experts.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Between his hobbies and decades of work in a boatyard, Philip had put his body through a lot.
I'm an avid fly fisherman and an avid skier. It takes its toll.
Not to mention one other thing.
I had a near-fatal motorcycle accident. Absolutely obliterated my lower left leg again.
Philip couldn't live with the pain anymore. So he decided to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
Listening to all these radio spots, I said, what do I got to lose?
What was your experience like with Dr. Wagner?
What I was so impressed with Mark about is that how often you have a surgery like this, and the guy calls you the next day to see how you're doing. I can't say enough good things about the guy, honestly.
And how are you feeling now?
I have no pain, none. zero.
Wow. So would you recommend stem cell therapy to others?
I'm a fan, believe me. I'd recommend it to anybody.
Before you choose surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
Hey, Mike Salk here for my friends at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel, and obviously New Year's is coming up. Can you believe it? Book your stay at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel for an evening of elegance at a night at the Grand Ball. This New Year's Eve celebration includes the legendary DJ Super Sam. And sports fans, you got to check out the Hawks Peak. You're home for game days with great food and drinks, more than 60 TVs, so you won't miss a play, and a heated, covered outdoor deck with those great views of the Snoqualmie Valley. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Taking a look around the NFL, we are going to start with the Bills. Bills' second-year wide receiver, Keon Coleman, was a healthy scratch for the first time in his career. Deion Dawkins kept it very honest when asked about Coleman's benching.
I already spoke to him. When I spoke to Keon before in this game, and I told him, I said, bro, look, don't even worry about it. Everybody goes through a different journey, right? Let's just say that this is the last time, and let's just move forward. And he said, I'm with you. That's all and we need, right? Like, nobody's perfect, but in this league, we need guys to come on. And Keon knows, right? Now he's in a hot seat, and he needs to come on and show up for us. Pats on the back are over with, and it's time for him to grow up, and he knows it. And as an older player on the team, we hold everybody accountable. And we shoot straight. We don't sugarcoat it. And the words were said to him, and he took it well. And we'll see how it goes in this week. But like I said in the beginning of the season, I'm in Keon's corner, man. Like, this league is hard. Being on time is hard. Being great is hard. Pushing for greatness is hard. So we got his back, but the time is now.
I was shocked that he provided that transparent of an answer.
Being on time is not hard. It's not hard. But you just plan for it.
Yeah.
I play with guys who are never late. You prepare for the worst. I mean, Curtis and I were having this conversation the other day. Like, if I'm going somewhere, I'm preparing. I have to travel. Driving my car, I'm going to prepare for an accident, especially your job. Like, this is your job. I was never late to a meeting. Maybe once in college or something like that. It's not hard.
Well, and the vibe I'm getting from this is it's multiple things, too.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the story was, he was late to a meeting, so he was deactivated. That's what happened here.
Constantly late to meetings.
Exactly. I'm guessing that when it came to, like, oh, no, we're not even letting you play, it's a message of we don't need you. And you know what? Frankly, they didn't. It was 44-32 over the Bucs. Josh Allen with 6 total touchdowns, 3 passing, 3 rushing, a season-high 44 points for the Bills. All 3 touchdown passes from Allen were 25 yards or longer. While that's great, another conversation with the Bills this year has been, like, how do they utilize their wide receivers more? Is it on the wide receivers? Is it on the play calling? How can you make this marriage a little more supportive? So not great for Coleman to remove himself from that conversation by choice.
Yeah, and whoever was activated because of his absence was excited for that opportunity.
Yeah, honestly, thank you.
Granted, he's still going to get, he's going to play to where he's going to get his job back, but you open up the door for someone else to be evaluated.
We have another spitting situation. Jalen Ramsey was ejected from Pittsburgh's win over Cincinnati after he swung at Jamar Chase. Ramsey claimed that Chase spit on him.
He spit on me, so it's up. About football after that. Yeah, as soon as he spit, I ain't gonna tolerate that part of it. So I'm sure the NFL they'll do their due diligence. They got 100 cameras out there. They can investigate. They can see everything. I just told y'all was facts.
Speaking of behind the cameras, he's exactly right, because video evidence showed spit leaving Chase's mouth, but the receiver denied it postgame.
Did you spit on him?
I ain't never opened my mouth to that guy.
So what do you think prompted the reaction from him?
Well, he don't like some of the words I told him.
What are you saying?
I ain't spit on nobody.
Now, I'm leaving room for the possibility of, like, inadvertently spitting on
You
someone.
saw the video.
Okay, no, he definitely is just denying it. He's denying it. Pittsburgh ended up winning 35-12, so maybe at that point, Jalen Ramsey's thinking, yeah, I'll swing on this guy. This game's done.
Spitting is the worst thing, man.
It's gross.
Swing on me. Hit me in my chin. Spitting is disgusting. It's disrespectful. I mean, I was 14. I was playing a soccer game, and this dude spit at me. And the first thing I did was ball my fist up and hit him in the face. I got kicked out the game. But that is a man's natural reaction once being spit on.
Oh, it's just so disrespectful. It's like top 3 disrespectful things you can do is spit on someone. It's gross. It's trashy. It's also wild. In an NFL game, there are cameras everywhere. They will see everything. There will be lip readers. That's how close those cameras can get. I would not deny doing something that you can catch me in 5K doing. Everyone could probably see this coming, but the Jets are officially going forward with Tarik Taylor as their starting quarterback over Justin Fields. Time to save the season.
I mean, come on. You do anything you can now. Switch it up. Switch the play callers. Bring in a thicker kicker. Do whatever you got to do at this point because nothing is going well for the Jets. But it feels like they're setting Aaron Glenn up to have a real go at it next year with the draft picks or whatnot. You just got to, anything. Do something, and they're doing it.
More alleged misbehaving by young players. Giants first-rounder Abdul Carter was benched for the team's opening series. This is after allegedly sleeping through the team's Friday walkthrough, but Carter denied it on social media, posting, "Was not sleep, actually doing recovery. Nonetheless, that's on me." I was recovering. I was doing recovery. That's what I'm going to start calling napping.
Doing recovery. That is recovery.
I was recovering.
That's what happens when you sleep. Your
Sleep
body
is part of preparation.
It really
and I'm
is.
always prepared.
These young guys, man, sometimes just take it on the chin or just don't say anything. Just walk away from the situation. That's funny, though. Sleep is recovery, though. He is not lying.
I mentioned Pittsburgh getting that win over Cincinnati 35-12. That was not because Aaron Rodgers had a spectacular day. In fact, he left the game, had to be replaced by Mason Rudolph. The defense also added 2 scores. Adam Schefter talking about potentially a slight break in his left hand.
Yeah, I'm sure he's going to want to play against the Bears, but again, he's got a slight break in that left wrist. Now, he's having more tests today, and he probably has had them by now to determine whether or not they will have to do surgery, whether they'd have to put a screw or a plate in there to figure out exactly how to treat it. I think the team does not believe that it is any kind of long-term injury. So the question now is, does he miss time? And if he does, then Mason Rudolph would obviously start against the Chicago Bears this week. I think that's certainly well within the realm of possibility, but they don't think it's a long-term injury. But today, the test should show more and exactly how they want to proceed with him.
Now, Bump, your boy Mason Rudolph led to scoring.
My boy?
My
boy.
led to scoring drives against the Bengals. I'm sure you'll be rooting for him against the Bears. The Bears are winning this one.
Yeah, you know what? I feel bad because when Aaron got hurt, I was like, is it equivalent as like when old people like break their hips? I'm like, no, Aaron, no, you can't afford to get hurt. Like because he's older, it feels like an injury like that just hits so much harder. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, he's in his 40s,
like you
man.
felt it in your wrist.
I'm like, God, you can't be. I couldn't imagine breaking anything right now. I could not imagine that.
Oh my God.
So, yeah, your boy Mason Rudolph did play decent though.
I have a very, 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 very interesting quote from Michael Sean Dugar. It was just sent to my fantasy football thread, and now it's in our work thread. Don't look at it though, because I want to read it to you and listeners next.
The Mike Macdonald Show, the morning after every Seahawks game at 9:30 with Brock and Saul.
Where are we with Gray Zabel? Is there a reason to believe that he's avoided a season ender?
I'll say it's optimistic right now. So initial news is really positive, but we gotta let's get out of the fog here before I start making any declarations.
Did you get imaging last night or this morning?
Yeah, it's this morning. All we're going off of right now is like the test.
Get the podcast on the Seattle Sports app.
The rainy season's here, Seattle, and your roof can't wait. Schedule your free estimate at 3treeroofing.com and get $500 off today. Costly repairs and Band-Aid fixes won't hold up and just drain your pockets. Our technicians replace roofs year-round, backed by the strongest warranties. 3 Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
I know a lot of you guys are listening from your phones right now, so it's the perfect time to give a shout out to my friends over at AT&T. The other guys will make claims saying this and that about how great their network is, and I'm just here to set the record straight that AT&T is America's fastest and most reliable wireless network. I don't know about you guys, but it just gives me so much peace of mind when I'm going to do the things I love, and I know my wireless network's got me. Like if I'm going to a concert or a basketball game or even something outdoorsy, knowing I'm going to have fast service and can share what I'm up to is a game changer. You want to know you can post what you want to post, call who you want to call. And with AT&T, it literally doesn't matter where you're going. I promise you, they're already there. Don't just take it from me. Actual tests prove AT&T is America's fastest and most reliable wireless network. When you compare, there is no comparison. Based on RootMetrics' United States Root Score Report, 1H 2025 tested with best commercially available smartphones on 3 national mobile networks across all available network types. Your experiences may vary. RootMetrics rankings are not an endorsement of AT&T.
Guys, tired all the time, gaining weight, low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is making it easier to get answers with a comprehensive wellness panel. It's not just a lab test, it's where better performance begins. Our providers will check your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. A $400 value for just $99, or free if you start treatment. Over 120,000 men have trusted Revive to restore their energy, mood, and confidence. So if you're ready to feel better and live stronger, call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Offer ends November 30th. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This year's ratings of the best TVs just got published, and Samsung, LG, and Sony scored the highest. Also, they warned about the poor performance of the bargain brands promoted at some stores. So where can you get the best deal on the top-rated TVs? At the club? Online? Nope. At Video Only. They've got their better than Black Friday deals on right now. Don't be sorry. Check out Video Only before you buy.
Seattle Sports has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks game, Sunday, November 30th. Head to the Seattle Sports app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the Seattle Sports app, the better your odds. Do it every day, November 11th through November 17th. Details and rules at seattlesports.com/win. From the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Hey, it's Reese Davis. Let's be honest, we can't keep an eye on everything unless you've got Blink Outdoor 4 cameras. While you're focused on the game, Blink's keeping an eye on your home.
With up to 2-year battery life and with Sync Module XR, you can cover more space without constant maintenance. No wires, no worries. Blink helps keep an eye on what matters most. Get Blink today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Introducing the new ESPN Fox One bundle. Unlock all of ESPN and all of Fox One with one unbeatable price. Catch the biggest games, college football, NBA, NHL, and more on ESPN. Stream your faves, Big Noon Saturday, the World Series, and NASCAR on Fox One. All for just $39.99 a month. That's 20% off. The ESPN Fox One bundle. Offer valid for eligible subscribers only. Access content from each service separately. Savings compared to purchasing both plans separately. See stream.espn.com for complete terms and conditions.
At Shane Company, there's no shortcuts, just craftsmanship. Because a friend wants your fine jewelry and dream engagement ring to be nothing short of perfect, no matter the price. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
A positive update on rookie guard Gray Zabel this morning on the Mike Macdonald Show. The Seahawks head coach told Brock and Salk the team has good news so far. Quote, I'll say it's optimistic right now. Initial news is really positive, but let's get out of the fog here before I start making any declarations. Mike Macdonald set to speak with reporters at 3 p.m. today.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio
This is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Thought about taking calls here, but I think I'm going to save that question, which was going to be, can you win a Super Bowl with Sam Darnold, for a bit later in the week, because I have so many questions for you, and I have a quote that's very interesting. So for anyone who loves caller segments, we'll plan for one Friday. I'm sure with a very similar question about, can you win a Super Bowl with Sam Darnold? But I have some sound I want to get to. I have a quote I want to get to, and I have a question I need to ask you. And I just can't wait to get to that. So I'll start with talking about how the Seahawks think the Rams played them defensively, and then what a key Rams defensive player said about Sam Darnold first. This is what Cooper Kupp said the Rams defense was showing.
I mean, there was some good stuff. We had, they're showing some safeties down, doing some good stuff, and there's showing safeties in the box and being able to show loaded boxes, but then also get into places where they're, dropping into, what essentially ends up being some cover 2 looks, but being able to show, 8-man boxes, which is obviously a big advantage for them. And at the end of the day, we didn't execute well enough. And kudos to them. They had a good plan, and we just got to do better as players to make these plays come alive. And we just did a little too late.
Okay, I want to combine it with this. This is what Sam Darnold said they did.
Yeah, I mean, they do a good job of disguising shell and all those things. I feel like a lot of defenses do the same thing. I feel like their pass rush, their linebackers, their safeties, just being all on the same page and playing really good football. They do it at a high level. They seem like really smart players. So, but again, I just, those are self-inflicted wounds, turn the ball over like that. And sometimes, it's better just to try to throw the ball away or even take a sack when nothing's there.
Okay, so first, what are they saying the Rams did in the most basic, obvious way?
Confused the heck out of them.
Okay.
That's what it was. Cooper Kupp talks about 8-man box. I didn't see too many of those, but obviously they did get into that kind of stuff. That kind of helps, obviously, against the run. As far as the safety goes, I think that is one of the first things that Sam Darnold's going to look at when he breaks the huddle. Obviously, you're looking at the box of protection. Okay, am I protected? Where's my help? What side is my running back on? Okay, I'm protected to this side. I'm responsible for this guy if he blitzes. And then you look at the safeties, and you see 2-eye safety. You see a 2-eye safety, you start to diagnose it. Okay, is it 2-man? Is it cover 4? And then when the ball is snapped, you watch the rotation of the safeties. Unless you're running a quick game and it's a mirrored concept, you look to one side of the field. So, yeah, they confused him. It's pretty much what he's saying. He wasn't sure with what he was seeing. And then when I watch the film, I look on the outsides, and the DBs play better than I've seen them play all year. Like Kobe Durant, I called that young man out. And he had himself by name. Kobe Durant, number 14, and he balled out and had himself a good game. So, no, they were confused, and they felt like I wouldn't say they weren't prepared, but they just weren't able to adjust quick enough.
When he says, they looked like they were in the box, is he implying, like, hey, when obviously you got your 2 high safeties, eventually that's what, let's say, a look goes to, but that they were dropping an extra safety, like using a third?
When he says,
like, it, to me, who knows less than you, it sounds like he's implying that on quite a few plays, they're trying to make it look like a lot of the looks Sam Darnold has gotten all year, and then drop an extra safety.
Yeah, either they're starting with 2 high and then dropping that safety in, or they're starting with him in the box.
That's
and then
what I
dropping
was
him out.
wondering.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, Sam Darnold's going, "Oh my God!" Suddenly, there are 2 guys on Arroyo. I guess I'll just go to Arroyo anyways because this has worked before.
Well, that one that was.
I'm sure that's not his thought process.
Plain as day, that throw to Royal. You just don't make that throw. But yeah, they're confusing him.
Okay, I want to combine it with this. Cam Kinchins had 2 picks of Sam Darnold. After the game, he said this was a tell he could see.
The rush kind of contained him. He get to, throwing the ball or just kind of, flinching up. He don't want to get sacked. So he's just trying to get the ball out of his hands. So I knew that was an opportunity.
He doesn't want to get sacked. He's just trying to get the ball out of his hands.
He's talking about his when he undercut Jason. Sam was throwing to his right side. Yeah, there was a stunt on that offensive line. I was explaining to someone on the text line exactly what happened. And I said initially I was looking at Zach Charbonnet because you couldn't rate TV version. It's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, dang, that was Charbonnet's guy. But really, it was a 4-man pressure. So Charbonnet's on the right side of Sam Darnold. And to kind of help people try to figure out what pass pro is like, right? It's a numbers game. So if you just split the box in half, you can put a line through the center, okay, and you look at how many defenders on one side, how many defenders on the other side. So typically you're going to have, on this particular play, you had 3 defensive linemen to the right side of the center, right? So he's going to slide that way. That means that the center's going to block right, guard's going to block right, and then the tackle's going to block right. So because it's a 3-on-3 on that line, now Zach Charbonnet is responsible for the linebacker that's over to that side. If that backer doesn't go, it's called like a check release. So Charbonnet sits there, he checks to see if the linebacker's blitzing or not, and if he doesn't, he releases into the flat as a check down. I thought, because I couldn't tell with the TV version, that that was a backer who hit the quarterback. It was just a stunt. It was your right guy, or excuse me, to the offensive side, right? Your right DM swoops around and goes to the A gap, and then your other D tackle goes to the left, and he just got lost. He got lost. You got Bradford blocking down. He swoops back around. He hits the quarterback, and he just got lost. Charbonnet could have helped, but that wasn't his responsibility. It would have been extra credit if he would have made that block.
Is this overcorrecting for something? Because the last time Sam faced the Rams, he took, 9 sacks? I don't know. He was sacked 1 billion times. A critique of him had been he doesn't get rid of the ball quickly enough. He talked about that himself and wanting to work on it. Is that now something that's been maybe overcorrected?
In that particular play, that was just linemen getting beat. Because you got to think Sam Darnold is thinking, all right, I'm good to this side. It's a numbers game. I checked it out. We got a 3-on-3 there. My running back's my right side. The right side, I'm not even concerned about the right side because I'm good. If anything, I'm responsible for that extra backer to the left side. So in that situation right there, it's just Sam Darnold thinking that he's protected, and all of a sudden you got verse flashing in front of your face, and you get hit, and you throw a poor ball.
Is this a bad game or a sign of something that could pop up plenty this season if other defenses do the same?
Both, because now you're looking at your guard spot. Is Zabel going to be all right, ready to go?
Yeah.
You already got a backup center in there, and Ola with Timmy. Now you bring in Christian Haynes. If I'm any other team, I'm, of course, going to try to do some of the stuff that the Rams did. That's why you watch film. Even when I coach high school ball, if there's a play that works against a team that I'm playing against, I'm taking that play. You best believe I'm going to run that. So, yeah, I think – but it's also the talent that's on that defensive line, man. You got Verse, you got Fisk. You got Young over there, Puna. This is a good defensive line, the best defensive line they've seen all year. Best O-line and D-line they've seen all year.
Someone said, you've got 3 choices. You can rip it, you can run, or you can take a sack. Sam chose to rip it, but you have other choices.
Rip it, run it, take a sack.
Because
those are the choices, essentially.
First of all, you can throw it away. Secondly, you could also throw it to the right person. If you see someone in double coverage, hey, there's no way Arroyo's getting this. You talked about like that play being like, what are you doing? Either throw it away.
Well, that play, yeah, for sure.
Or or if you have another read. I don't know that he did, so I don't want to say you had other options. I have no idea if he had another read.
And throwing away is hard because you got to get outside the tackle box.
I know it is, but
it's 4
interceptions is also pretty inexcusable.
Yeah. No, he made poor decisions. I'm not making excuses for him.
Yeah.
But I also think that people, because a lot of times I watch games in public places and people are like, throw it away.
For sure.
I'm like, he's got to get outside the tackle box and then has to get past the line of scrimmage for him to throw it away. Sometimes you just don't have that time or you don't have the lane to do it. But it's definitely an option. Or if it. Worst case, just take a sack. I'd take a sack over interception any day of the week.
Yes.
Yeah.
But obviously, this goes back to that point from Cam, and I saw this in Michael Sean's column for The Athletic, that if this is something he's trying not to do, then a DB is going to go, oh, he's going to throw it. Like, in any other game and another quarterback, I would think, like, he's not going to, but I know he's going to throw it here because he's so panicked.
Yeah.
Were you at all concerned reading that a corner's having a tell, or is this just cornerback trash talking? I don't want to hear that there's a tell on the quarterback.
No, listen, that's hindsight talk.
That's Cam Kinchin's going.
He's doing
now
his
that I
job.
have 2 picks.
He's doing his job.
Let me tell you how I got him.
Yeah, he's doing his job. I'm not sure how valid that is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he did have 2 interceptions.
He had 2, but of
they were
course
picking up on something.
He's going to throw the ball.
The Rams defense
Do
was
your job.
doing something. I kept going back to Benjamin Solak saying that thing of eventually defenses are going to make it as hard as possible to pass, and they're going to force you to run the ball, and the Seahawks are going to have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what happened here?
They dared him to run it lots of the times. That's why you hear him talk about that too high, too high look. That's like, all right, we're not getting another guy in the box. Run that thing. Show that you can run it. And the Hawks, even though they did outgain them on the ground, they didn't do it enough to where they felt like it was a real threat. So yeah, man. Listen, the Rams, it's a good football team. They're well coached. They have talent over there. I'm so tired of Kitchens. Didn't he have that like 100-yard return for a touchdown last year in overtime? I'm tired of that dude. Good ball player. I'm tired of saying his name.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I think a lot of people are especially tired of the Rams beating the Seahawks. And again, what's frustrating is not only were these two evenly matched teams going into the game, I mentioned earlier having the same questions leaving it, but the Seahawks on paper, outside of those 4 turnovers, I don't care if you said, but that's all that matters. I'm saying in several key statistical categories that would typically be indicative of winning, they outpaced the Rams. The Rams were not happy with their offensive performance. They talked about it after the game. Your defense did a good enough job to win you this game. It wasn't enough because your quarterback turned the ball over 4 times. I think what I'm trying to do with this is figure out how much of this might be repeated in future weeks. I'm not saying in week 12 against the Titans. I'm saying how many other teams, not just the second time you face the Rams, which is in primetime, by the way, but how many other teams are looking at this tape going, oh.
You got to have the personnel to pull it off. The scheme, yeah, you're going to take some of the scheme.
What's the personnel you need to pull it off?
A great defensive line. Landman is one of the most underrated linebackers in the game right now, too, for the Rams. He's a good ball player. I underestimated Kobe Durant over there. They're just they got a squad. Man, it all starts with the big boys up front, though. They were able to collapse the pocket, put pressure on them, and then get pressure with forward. This is what the Hawks do, right? You don't have to blitz all the time because you get pressure. And the way they were stunting and moving, 2 of his interceptions was because he got pressure. I got what's my notes? First interception, 4-man pressure. Second interception, 4-man pressure. Third interception, 4-man pressure. Then finally you send an extra one on the 4th interception with a 5-man pressure. They were able to get home with 4, and you're confusing them with the safety looks as well. It was good coaching, well execution.
Are you looking at this as bad game by Sam Darnold or a reverting to something by Sam Darnold?
Both.
Both?
It's bad game, and he did some of the things that he showed in the last 2 weeks. Look, I'm not here to beat up Sam Darnold. I still believe that he is and can be an even better quarterback in this league. But when you do the things that people were afraid of in the biggest moments, that's all you have to go off of. 3 big moments he had, and 3 big moments he just wasn't able to come through. And a lot of the stuff was self-inflicted. Like, there were a couple times where you're getting pressure, right, and you get hit and you're thrown or whatnot. But then there's the inexcusable. The interception to Arroyo is inexcusable. You don't make that throw. The jump throw to K9 is inexcusable. You don't make that throw. The other 2, you get some pressure and it affects your throw. So all I have is what he's shown me. And what he has shown me in the last couple of weeks is that the last 3 big games he's played in, he's had horrible games. I think he's better than that. I'm not throwing him under the bus and saying we draft a quarterback, he's done. No, but that's all I have to go off of.
Kurt Warner said some guys just have a big game gene. Do you believe in that?
Oh, for sure. Heck yeah, man. What? I've played with guys who you see that Homer Simpson meme when he fades into the bush?
That's what happens to them?
Dudes fade into that bush.
Why?
Because they don't want this pressure.
I believe in it. I also believe in it, but I'm just wondering what makes people do that.
The same reason why, I'm sure people have told you this before, right? When I'm out in public sometimes people are like, I don't know how you talk in front of people. I don't know how you do that. I get so nervous. It's just part of who they are. Same thing in sports. Anybody can play free when you're winning, when everything's going well, when you're up, and there's no pressure on you. The real ballers show up when you need to make a play, when your number is called. And I think Sam is still trying to figure out how he can be comfortable in those positions.
Have you seen enough to go, great quarterback, doesn't have that gene, or are you still waiting on it? He's 28 years old. But he also, look, that Rams game, as atrocious as it was his first playoff start.
Yeah, no, I'm still waiting on it. But as of now, he ain't shown me that he can do it. I think he can.
Okay.
There's the belief. There's a belief. I believe because I've seen other games where he's just played lights out, where he's making the right throws. He's putting the ball where it's supposed to be. It's just, after this game, I can't definitively say that he is one of the elites in the league.
Sure.
I think he has the physical talents to do that, but a lot of the game is between the ears, especially at the quarterback position.
And I'm not even saying like it needs to be one of the elites. Big game gene. Does he crumple in a moment, or can he occasionally meet it? And we know that there are greats. Clayton Kershaw and Peyton Manning both had that criticism about them for the longest time. Like, we know that there are greats that it maybe just took a couple visits to the playoffs for them to finally be that great in the postseason. And then they were fantastic, and they both went on to win multiple championships. But my follow-up, naturally, does your quarterback need to have that big game gene for you to win a Super Bowl?
Yes. Yes. Name the last 10 quarterbacks who won a Super Bowl.
Patrick Mahomes.
They all got it.
Matthew Stafford, Tom Brady.
Could you imagine the Super Bowl, the biggest game in the world, or in our country, not the World Cup, biggest game in the world, right? Biggest game in our country. You got to have that in you. We've seen Jimmy fold. We've seen Purdy fold. Like, you can get there, but even guys who are less talented have that sometimes. I've seen talented dudes who just aren't clutch. I've seen less talented dudes who just figure out a way to win.
Yeah.
You got to have that in you. Is it something you develop? I think you could help it, by being in more moments, and you get comfortable being in those moments. But a lot of it is just in you.
Well, then Sam better develop it. Because I don't think you need the best quarterback in football to win a Super Bowl, but I agree with you. You need a quarterback that can't crumple.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't have to have the best day on the planet. It's okay. You can win a Super Bowl on the back of a phenomenal defense, a great running back. Not that Seattle has both of those things right now. No disrespect to the running backs. They haven't really been able to take off yet. Seattle is a great team. They are more well-balanced than I can remember them being. They are not complete enough to have Sam coast.
No.
And he hasn't been. That's what drives me crazy about it. If you hadn't watched a single Seahawks game, and, you're a Pats fan, and you tune in because you hear that the Rams and say, that could be a good game. Let me check it out. The version you saw of Sam Darnold, you would think the Seahawks had won in spite of him. That's not been the case at all.
He's had 2 bad games this year, honestly. It was with the Niners game and this one.
Yeah.
Like, he's had 2 bad games.
A weird one against Houston, but he still had some good moments.
Yeah. So it's a process, but that's the gamble of acquiring a quarterback in the league is, can he continue to make these strides? I think he can. I think he's in the right system. I think he's in the right environment. I think he has the right help around him to go through this process and improve and be in these moments and get comfortable with it. But as of now, he just hasn't been able to do it.
Well, let's go over these 4 interceptions with 4 down territory.
This is 4 down territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, first interception. What happened?
All right, he's looking for Cooper Kupp, and he threw off his back foot. Did have a little bit of pressure. It looked like it was too high, but man, and a 4-man pressure. When he got to that back foot and he threw that ball, I just knew it was all bad. He usually does not throw the ball that way. He's solid in his stance, pushes off that back foot, gets to the front, shifts his weight. Everything looks in control. So when I saw that ball release and he's fading backwards, I knew it was all bad. And that safety just did a good job of jumping it. He had no threat. It was too high look. He had no threat. Saw the eyes of Sam Darnold, jumped in front of Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp was held at the top of his route. Who knows if he gets back to the football, if he's not held. But either way, as soon as I saw him fading back and throwing that ball, I knew it was all bad.
Rams defense got away with a few of them. Second down. I sound like a hater. I will admit I sound like a hater, but second interception. What happened?
Stacy is reading the question. I write the questions. Stacy's reading the questions. She's not like, tell me about the interceptions, Bob.
Yeah.
Beat up on Sam Darnold.
Yeah. Oh, is someone saying that I was?
I thought that's what you were saying.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
Never mind. Different page. Second interception.
Go.
All right. He was looking to speed out to JSN. He had a 4-man pressure, and there was a stunt on one side I was just talking about with Charbonnet where he could have held, but he didn't necessarily have to. There was a stunt to where your right guard blocks down because the guy in front of him vanishes. He goes to his right, and then the guy to the far right swoops back around, boom, hits the quarterback. I don't know if he would have completed this pass either way. It looked like the corner was in a good position. He had inside leverage on him, and Jason was breaking out, so that's great leverage for like the undercut. But who knows? Maybe if he doesn't get pressure, he steps into that throw, he puts it on the sideline, and you live to fight into the day. But, yeah, that was a tough one, too.
Third down. It's a bummer that we have enough interceptions to make it through 4-down territory. Third interception. What happened?
This one we're talking about Arroyo. So Arroyo was bracketed. So when you're bracketed, that means that you have a defender like to your hip if you're running forward, and then a defender on top if you're running like towards that guy. And it looked like Arroyo was running a bender. A bender is when you pass the second level, typically a linebacker or a safety, you start to bend it towards the middle of the field. You usually run that, or it's successful when you have a too high look because the safeties are split, so the middle of the field is open. His pre-snap read probably took him there because he saw the too high. But as soon as you see that safety squatting and you see that second level defender on the hip of that of Arroyo, you check off of that.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Is that why Greg Olsen was implying that, like, Arroyo, you've got to help out your guy because he thinks that, like, you were supposed to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bend it more. But I think even just with the way the safety was playing it, that play wasn't going to.
Option.
Like, you look there, if you see the safety get depth from when you snap the football, right? Bam,
yeah.
You're like, okay, cool, I'm going to have some space there.
Right.
But the safety got a little depth and then just squatted. So, no, it was just a bad read for Sam Darnold, man. Could Arroyo have helped a little bit? Yeah, you could have bent it a bit more and maybe have tried to play some defense when you know the ball's going to be intercepted. But, no, just another bad decision.
4th down. You already know. 4th interception. What happened?
Looking for the check down. This is what we call hero ball. This is when you're like, I got to be the hero. I've jacked up 3 times already. My team needs me. I'm going to try to make a play. And it's hard to fault a guy for trying to make a play. When I coach kids, man, I want them to go out and just have fun and be free. And when you do that, you make some type of plays. And there are times we see Pat Mahomes behind the back, no look, sidearm, over the top, Josh Allen doing the same thing. They're not coached to do that. You're just going out there and you're playing ball. So he was out there just trying to play ball. And if he makes that, we're patting him on the back and say, man, what a great throw you, man. I can't believe you jumped. What'd you see? And we're breaking it all down and talking to him about it.
Yeah.
It's you can't fault a man for trying to make a play, but when it results in an interception, it's definitely going to be highlighted.
All right, that is 4-down territory. I have a couple listener questions. You mentioned his 2 worst games have been against the 49ers and this one against the Rams. Someone said, is it concerning that he had his 2 worst games against our 2 big divisional rivals and perhaps the 2 best teams we've played? Seems like he got flustered and made bad decisions, a few of them. Like, is it a problem? Okay.
Yes, it is.
It is.
It is. The Niners and the Rams, the 2 teams you got to beat to win the division. It is concerning. Do I think that it can be corrected? Do I think that the Hawks can't come back and beat the Rams and beat the Niners? No, I know they're going to beat the Niners. I firmly believe they're going to beat the Niners. The Rams is still going to be a toss-up because they're coached up and healthy.
425 says interceptions were all on coaching.
Yeah, I saw this. I said, nah. He said, interceptions were all on coaching. They have to adjust and create opportunities differently. Now the defense have adjusted. I disagree. There are other places he could have gone with the football. There are other decisions that he could have made. Is it all on one side, all on the other side? No. But he has the ball in his hands. And if there were no other options, like that interception he threw to K9, JSN butt-naked on a Sunday. He's wide open. He's running the corner route. He made poor decisions. It's okay to hold him accountable and still love him up at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's okay. It's not all on the coaching. I think all those interceptions were on Sam Darnold. There are other options out there.
I feel like there are very few moments when an interception is on coaching.
Yeah. There could be a bad play that's called, and what do you do? We just talked about it.
Take the sack.
Take the sack, throw it away. There are other things that you can do.
Yeah.
The coach can call a play that isn't conducive to success because of what the defense is doing. Maybe they just got you on that play. End of the day, you're the quarterback. There's a reason why they're the highest paid guys in the league, because they make the final decision on the football field. It's okay. Sam Darnold is still a good quarterback. He just had a bad day.
Let's see what's on tonight.
What's on tonight with Bump and Stacy, brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot. Now, here's what's on tonight.
A Week 11 finale. Monday Night Football. Cowboys taking on the Raiders at 5:15 p.m. on ESPN and ABC. Something sticking with us from our conversation with Ryan. Next.
The Mike Macdonald Show, the morning after every Seahawks game at 9:30 with Brock and Saul.
Where are we with Gray Zabel? Is there a reason to believe that he's avoided a season ender?
I'll say it's optimistic right now. So initial news is really positive, but we gotta let's get out of the fog here before I start making any declarations.
Did you get imaging last night or this morning?
Yeah, it's this morning. All we're going off of right now is like the test.
Get the podcast on the Seattle Sports app.
start having fun. Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. Makita's built for the pros who show up early, who don't do shortcuts, only precise cuts. With tools built to last, job after job, year after year. Performance that pays off, because when the job calls for the best, you answer. And when you need the best, you call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
250 years ago, a promise was made to connect families and friends near and far. And during the holidays, that promise is more important than ever. That's why USPS is building a better network to meet your needs, with timely deliveries, easy and affordable ways to ship, and everything you need to make your season full of holiday cheer. Our purpose is delivering your peace of mind, knowing your love will arrive, bringing joy to all. The United States Postal Service. Learn more at USPS.com/holidays.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Here's the tale of the daily Medfield. Same old pharmacy, same old bill, but those prices kept rising higher still.
Till the savings wrangler rode in, cool as can be. Tap GoodRx, saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. The deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang, that one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Touchdown! Seahawks! Ken Walker III!
Get everything Seahawks at seattlesports.com.
Temperatures are dropping, but you don't have to settle for a chilly home this winter. Keep cozy and safe with energy-saving products during Washington Energy's home heating sale on now. Upgrading your home is as easy as $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 off. Take $1,000 off furnaces, fireplaces, and water heaters, $2,000 off high-efficiency heat pump systems, and $3,000 off whole home generators and ductless mini splits, plus free financing. Washington Energy Services, your expert resource for affordable home comfort. Call for a free estimate.
Hey, it's Tim Hunter, former Seattle radio goofball here with 2 words that aren't funny. Prostate cancer. Get your annual checkup. Keep an eye on that PSA number. And if you hear those 2 words like I did, talk to the folks at Swedish Cyberknife. 5 treatments, minimally invasive and technologically advanced over the other options. If you were a friend, and I consider you one, I'd highly recommend Swedish Cyberknife. We are so lucky to have them right here in town. Do your research, but definitely visit swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate.
Imagine all that could happen in 5 years. Jobs may change, kids will grow, new memes will come out, but also What if you had reliable, intelligent Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years? Well, thanks to the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee, you actually don't have to worry about that part of your future. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to your devices that need them the most, that finds and fixes any issues before you even notice them. It's like a super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from threats online. Plus, well, you get incredible gaming speeds on multiple devices with no one battling for bandwidth. And for the next 5 years, all your devices will be working in perfect harmony. And you get our best equipment with no annual contracts, no fees, and no strings. So even though kids will grow up and you still won't understand 6, 7, your internet will stay sharp, reliable, and most importantly, the price will stay put. All with the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Select plans only.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Bump, who wins tonight between Cowboys Raiders? Just kidding. Sticking with us from today, it's a Reaction Monday powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. And we are reacting on this Monday to something we heard earlier today. Ryan Divish of the Seattle Times joined us. We asked him whether there were actual legs to the rumor that the Mariners could have interest in Tarik Skuba.
I think it's a realistic possibility because they'll always listen on anything and they'll always stick their nose in it to find out if there's anything there. I think for them to want to do that, they would have to have finished their roster a little bit more, had some clarity with Polanco or what they're going to do and the relievers. But yeah, I mean, they have more talent than anybody probably in overall farm system depth. And, the thing is, everybody thinks Skuba's going to cost the world. He will and he won't because it's a one-year deal. You only get him for a rental. So it's not going to be as much as maybe you would think you'd have to give up.
I thought it was a good point from Ryan to clarify that too. This isn't the same as the Juan Soto deal. It wouldn't be quite the same type of rental. And importantly, sure, why not? You're not going to be spending a bunch of money in free agency. Acquiring deadline pieces in July and acquiring trade pieces in winter are your best options to make really impactful moves. You might be someone going, well, I don't want only a year of Tarik Skuba. Okay, well, what if a year of Tarik Skuba helps get you back to the ALCS? Then do you want a year?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll take a year.
Yeah, I'll take a year.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, these are the moves you got to make. I mean, you're in position. You've shown that you're competitive. You've shown that with the core guys, you can make it further than you've ever been. So what's going to put you over the top? I mean, even if it is for a year, that year could bring you something that you've never won before or just an appearance that you never had before, which is get into the World Series. I think they should be at the point now as an organization to where a rental is good because a rental can really put you over the top.
Well, and you're not giving up Colt Emerson and you're not giving up your top 3 prospects for a year of Tarik Skuba. That's not what you're doing. Every trade is going to involve what feels like a bit of a loss. But you have to consider, and this is why I'm glad I'm not a GM because this would be the toughest part of it, what you hold over for foundational pieces in the future and what moves you make to win now. If all you do is remain timid, then you never take advantage of the pieces you have now. So it doesn't matter, right? Saying we're holding these over for the future, it never matters if you don't complete the picture.
Yeah.
Right? You have to put the puzzle together.
You're hoarding.
Some of the pieces you have, inevitably, yeah, they might help you down the road, but they're not ones you need right now. So, do you deal some of those?
For sure.
I do.
I'm dealing. I'm listening.
And you have a great farm system.
Yeah, exactly. You're not in a position to where you're thinking dynasty. Dynasties happen for teams, and it's hard in baseball, right?
I was going to say,
but
it doesn't really.
The Dodgers, you got back-to-back, so they're obviously building something over there. But when baseball, I don't mean dynasty as, all right, you're going to win multiple championships in 5 years. I think the last time we saw that, Yankees did it, 3 in a row back in the 2000s, and then the Giants won 3 in 5 years. It's rare, but it happens. Dynasty in baseball to me is you're in the playoffs more likely than not every single year. You're getting to the playoffs 6 out of 10 years or something like that, because it's obviously hard to win the World Series. That's not who the Mariners are. You're a team that's just trying to get there at this point. You don't have the funds to put together or to keep a team together with that much talent year in, year out to be considered contenders every single year. That's just not who you are. So for 1 year, I'm putting all the chips in. Let's do something we've never done before and try to bring something here back to Seattle.
Someone mentioning, well, who's his agent? Scott Boras. The agent doesn't matter right now. This is a trade. He doesn't have Ryan said he doesn't have a no-trade clause anymore, right? That expired. Frankly, Scott Boras, allegedly, well, not a fan of any teams. He's trying to get his players as much money as possible. I don't care what Scott Boras thinks. You don't get to step into a baseball front office and veto a trade.
Exactly.
Deal with it, Scott.
You got control.
Now, is it worth investing or not investing? Excuse me. Is it worth giving up to make the trade? Now, you have another listener saying, and I read this because I think there are fans that feel this way. I feel like pitching's pretty good right now. Why would you add Tarik Skuba?
To make it better.
That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good, but let's get better. If we can get better at any position, let's do it.
Yeah,
because you saw the Dodgers in the World Series, how important Yamamoto was to winning the World Series. I would put him as one of the 10 best pitchers in baseball. I mean, heck, even Skuba in that Mariners series, just the threat of him in those two starts, it was enough to, make games, 2 and 5. Obviously, Game 5 is going to be of the utmost importance, but it was like, we cannot lose these. Like, it's over if not. Having one of those ace-level pitchers changes so much about what you can do in those kinds of series. And the Mariners, as we learn, they've got great rotation depth, but do they have one of those kinds of guys? Even if Brian Woo's healthy, do they have one of those kinds of guys? Remains to be seen.
Brian Woo, who, as Shannon noted, also played well above his career high in innings, pitched above his career high in innings, 206, if we're going all in, then get me bats. Now 206, I do think they're going to need to find a way to replicate the offense that they had last year because you can't count on it coming in the form of 60 home runs from Cal, nor can you count on it coming as not all 49 with you, obviously, but as a portion of those home runs from Gino, I think 18 or so with Seattle. You have to find a way to get those runs somewhere. You're not going to fundamentally change who you are as an offense and be like, suddenly we're getting on base a million times and we're the Blue Jays. You're not going to change who you are. You're going to need to find some power. I'd love to see them add a bump. You've been all over this to the bottom of the lineup. Definitely they still need offense. Why not both?
Why not both? Why not? Why not add to your team, be complete, right? Just because you think you're solid in one position, if you can improve, why not improve? It's not about being complacent, and you have to explore every avenue, turn over every rock, and see what makes your team better. There's only a couple places where I'm like, you're good there. Catcher, you're good. Center field, you're good. Right and left, well, I look at it. There's something there. You know what I mean? First base, yep, you're probably good there. But everywhere else, if you can get better, you go ahead and you get better, especially when it comes to swinging the bat.
How about Alex Bregman, says the 360?
Sure.
Curtis is in
we had this conversation
add it to the cart
year.
mode. When you're on Amazon and you're just, I'm not spending real money right now. Add it to the cart. I'll check it out later. No, I think I do wonder how much more spending, of money they'll actually do in free agency versus maybe trades now. But yeah, I mean, I think that this team, I would love to see them be more aggressive than they have been. And they don't have to be take swings for the take of doing it or lose sight of who they are. For instance, they pride themselves on their development of their arms, right? They want to try to hang on to as many of these guys as they can. That's a bet and a gamble that worked out for them last year. They don't want to change that, and I don't think they have to. But I'd love to see them just continue to add wherever they can, and even if that includes making themselves a bit uncomfortable with something they wouldn't normally do.
Yeah.
And I think that
I'm with that.
Naylor falls into one of those categories already, so that's really cool. Genuinely.
Yep.
Good news for a lot of reasons.
First move.
Mm-hmm.
Good move.
And what's the second?
Keep it rolling. Polanco?
I hope so. Get your questions in for What I Need to Know, 866-979-3776. That's next.
Wyman and Bob.
To me, the biggest thing about this Naylor deal
every afternoon at 2
is not that they signed him, not that he makes sense, that he fits perfectly. All of that is true. What it represents to me is a shift in philosophy with ownership, with the front office. It's the biggest free agent deal since Jerry DiPoto's been in charge. And to me, this represents a huge change in philosophy that I hope continues while they address other positions.
Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton, only on Seattle Sports and Seattle Sports on YouTube.
The LJ way is.
You look at stuff like this and it's like, I don't want to come into an industry and work on a place that is going to compromise how I feel about myself. I get to go to work every day with good people and I get to enjoy what I do because I'm out there just trying to do right by people I care about, which is our community. We're going to see them at the grocery store. I'm going to see them at the sports tournaments. 2 friends of our daughters came in last night just on the lot, didn't know I was there. And it was cool because you got to take them through and they're going to buy a car for their first driver and a car for their kid going to school soon. These are the people that you're going to work with. And so you better make sure that your laundry's clean. I don't think Lee Johnson specifically, right, Speedway Chevrolet, where I'm at, I don't think they've ever had a problem with the community of being able to stand up and look them in the eye and know that they did their job well.
The LJ way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
We are well into the rainy season, Seattle, but it's not too late to get your roof replaced. Schedule your free estimate at 3treeroofing.com and get $500 off your roofing project this winter. Our certified technicians build a custom plan for your home, ensuring a worry-free installation even in the winter months. Replace your roof now while material prices are low and lead times are short. Stop wasting your time on costly repairs and Band-Aid fixes. Visit 3treeroofing.com to schedule your free estimate today and secure your $500 discount. 3Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
At Pacific Power Batteries, you won't find anything with pumpkin spice. We sell batteries for everything to anyone. No warm, fuzzy mittens, no umbrellas, no potpourri in our nice stores. But when the going gets tough and the lights go out and your stuff won't start, you'll be glad that you came to Pacific Power Batteries. And if you're not sure if your battery is dead, we'll test it for you for free. We will sell no battery for anything before it's time. We're honest people at Pacific Power Batteries, doing batteries since 1985.
Are your investment dollars working as hard as they should be? You've spent years building your future. Don't let outdated advice put it at risk. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. We're a veteran-owned firm proud to bring a new standard of financial care to the Seattle area. Our nationally recognized advisors are fiduciaries, ethically bound to put your interests first. That's the highest standard of care in the industry. As a privately held company, we answer to you, our valued clients, not shareholders. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a customized plan. From Bellevue to Tacoma, get advice you can count on. It's time to take a fresh look at your financial plan. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
A 15-year-old girl who chewed through a rope to escape a serial killer.
I used my front teeth to saw on the rope in my mouth.
The killer prowled the Pacific Northwest in the early 70s. He's been convicted of murdering 2 young women, but suspected of many more.
Maybe there's another one in that area.
Follow and binge all episodes of Stolen Voices of Dole Valley, available now wherever you listen.
The Bump and Stacy Show is powered in part each day by the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to pendergastlaw.com.
Hey, it's Dr. Coogan with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic, and it's time to make the final push to the end of the year. Do you want to lose weight, improve your health, and have more energy? We have a proven system and a team of health coaches that have helped over 4,000 people in Washington lose up to 10 to 20% of their body weight in just 8 weeks without expensive injections or uncomfortable side effects. No gimmicks, no tricks, no drugs, just teaching you how to become a fat-burning machine and keep it off long-term. Visit eastsideweightlossclinic.com now to schedule your free consultation.
Yeah, it's Mike Salk here. And just like writing that essay back in high school or maybe in college, starting, that can be the hardest part. Well, Eastside Weight Loss Clinic makes it as easy as possible. They helped me lose 35 pounds in just 60 days. A no-pressure, free 15-minute phone consultation. See if it's right for you. And if it is, you got nothing to lose but the weight itself.
Many clients lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two, and you can do our program remotely from anywhere you live. Schedule your free consultation at eastsideweightlossclinic.com. That's eastsideweightlossclinic.com.
Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
Seattle Sports has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks game, Sunday, November 30th. Head to the Seattle Sports app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the Seattle Sports app, the better your odds. Do it every day, November 11th through November 17th. Details and rules at seattlesports.com/win. From the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Guys, want long-term health you can count on? It starts with knowing your numbers. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering a comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value for just $99. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Take control of your health today and stay strong for the long haul. Offer ends November 30th. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit revivemenshealth.com today. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Get your questions in for What I Need to Know, 866-979-3776. What I Need to Know. Who's more likely to make the Hall of Fame, Joe Flacco or Russell Wilson?
More likely?
More likely.
Russell
Wilson.
Yeah.
Joey Flack.
No, you don't mean that. You're just
I
trying to
don't.
be a contrarian.
I don't mean it.
Yeah, I think Russell Wilson's more likely of the two. Yes. I think those are also two cases where saying each of them have won Super Bowl, like, doesn't speak to maybe who they were at their best also.
Also, Russ got back to another Super Bowl.
Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, I got into a whole, like, a raging debate with a listener about, like, who Russell Wilson was at his best. I'm like, he was never really like, was he the best quarterback at any point? No. Would he be the best quarterback right now? No. Of his era, and in 2017, 18, kind of around that time, he was legit.
Who had more passing yards for
Joe Flacco.
But Russell has way more touchdowns.
Yeah.
And Russ also has
Rating.
way more rushing yards, too.
Ratings. I was just trying to mix it up a bit.
You know
Stir
what?
the pot a little bit.
I think you just want Joe to get there because he's an old man. And you empathize
Bump's just
with him.
respecting his elders.
That's exactly what this is.
Respecting my peers.
Yeah.
What I need to know, what's the Seattle Sports Family Feud lineup? So it's me, first and foremost.
I feel like if we were to get to that, what's that part where, it's like 2 people at the end of the show?
Fast money.
Yeah.
Fast money. I don't know. I feel like you would be really nervous.
I would. Yeah.
I think you'd be good in the rounds prior
You know
to that.
that big game gene that we were talking about, whether or not Sam has it? I don't think I do.
I think as a group, we'd be fine.
I think our show would do pretty
I
good.
think we'd crush it. Now, what if we had to bring someone from one of the other shows?
Us 4 is 5, right?
Yeah.
So we have to bring on one more?
We have to bring either Wyman or Bob or Brock and Salk.
Or what about, like, I
No
was thinking,
producers.
Like, really?
Yeah.
Well, because Matt and I would fall into that category.
Oh, dang it,
No,
you're right.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Us 4 would be a good group.
Yeah.
We gotta
I would
bring in one more.
say Mora. I think Mora.
But that's what I'm saying is like Moore's gonna crush it. What if you have
That's
to
the point.
choose between Brock,
Between the
Salk,
hosts?
Wyman, or Bob? Yeah.
I'd probably go Salk. I think he has unnecessary knowledge in there.
I'm going Wyman because I think that he's gonna have that one weird answer, when it gets to the last one and you're like, wait, what? Wales? And everyone's confused.
I would hope Wyman says something that would be a double entendre and make Steve Harvey blush. That would be great.
What I need to know, am I overestimating how important losing Sundell was?
No.
I thought the underperformance of the offensive line yesterday was largely due to that.
I'm having real issues with this.
this question?
with just the loss because Samuel.
Yeah.
I think the line did okay.
You don't want to get on him.
Yeah.
But, like, it's a Sam problem.
It's Sam.
Yeah. If we're talking a blame pie.
Yeah. I think everyone takes a part of it, right? But I think the line did all right. Sam was not sacked one time.
Yeah. What I need to know, Mariners up with 2 outs, bases loaded. We're talking about off-season solutions. Well, how do you solve that problem? What's the Mariners' problem? Up 2 outs, bases loaded. I think this person's implying like you want offensive solutions.
It's implying that we don't have anyone who's clutch right now. And
Cal Raleigh's pretty clutch.
Yeah,
Cal's been clutch. Polanco was clutch. Naylor was clutch.
Julio was
Julio in
clutch
the
all
second
the way.
half. Yeah.
Especially in the playoffs, Julio was really
Hello.
clutch.
I mean, who I want, a player that you already have. I would feel great. Just fine. Sometimes it's not going to work out. But with Cal, with Julio for that matter, with Josh Naylor, like with a lot of the pieces you already have up. So I don't know. I don't know that they need to, and feel free to disagree with me. I don't know that I would love them to add like a big bat and a huge name, but I don't know that that's like distantly at the top of my list of priorities. I like the power they have.
Yeah, me too.
They just, keep adding on. Maybe I'll be wrong. Who knows? Probably not. What I need to know, I'm not mad at Jason Myers, but does anyone else think that his pre-kick smelling salts routine is really tacky?
What's tacky about that?
You mean because it's like the coolest thing he can do?
Yeah.
Have you ever done
He's
that?
got that dog in him.
Yeah, exactly. He's letting him out of the cage is what he's doing there.
If he can't throw up after that, then I want that guy in my fox.
No, I want my kicker walking out onto the field with a broken nose and smelling salts in his hands. And I want him to look like he's gone behind the eyes.
He's gone.
That dog in him.
And we know those belong to him. Like, he paid out of pocket for those. Because the NFL doesn't supply them anymore.
Yeah. You should get a sponsor. Do you think there's like a...
Are those available over the counter?
I have no idea.
Do you need a prescription?
Has anyone bought smelling salts? Bump, where can you get smelling salts?
I don't know. I used to get them from the
know a
league.
guy. Yeah. Got to meet somebody in a
Do you think they're on
parking garage.
Amazon? I'm going to search. Smelling salts,
Get
Amazon.
Prime delivery.
Smelling salts
same day
on
delivery.
Amazon. It's just taking me
Is
to...
that Amazon Fresh?
Monster brand.
Like
sells
Monster,
smelling-
the
I think
energy
so.
drink?
If it's not them, they're going to
Wow.
get sued for using their logo.
You know what? I can't be that surprised. They seem like the kind of people that would have their own smelling salt.
Here we go. Ammonia inhalants.
There it is.
$13.99. I'm going to order us some.
Oh, God. Do we do it on the air?
Yeah.
Do it on
No,
air.
Pablo Torre already did that. It was really funny. Was it him
I
and...
think Katie Nolan was on that one.
Okay. 866-979-3776. You guys are going to love this question. It's going to be so annoying. Here's something for what I need to know. Name a forgotten or obscure athlete.
Priest Holmes.
No, you got to get
Forgotten
really
or
obscure. Not one that like it sounds like you're making up, but like what I thought for some reason was of the men's basketball team that was like right when I got to college. So they were like slightly the era before, but then they were older when I got there. And for some reason, I thought of John Brockman.
Oh, man.
Because he was like really popular.
Him and Justin
And he was
Dentman?
older. Yeah.
That's a good, that's a good pull by me.
Just pat yourself on the back.
That was a good
Of course, you
pull
got
by
Darnell
me.
Gant. It was name old Husky basketball
Sedale
players.
Treat.
Oh, there's one I just
yeah.
looked up. This was not that old, but Matthew
Campbell.
Matthew Bryan Manning.
Oh, the British guy. He
He's
was their
British.
center.
Yeah, there's John
Of course, you got
Brockman.
Aziz Njai. He was a Husky
See, like, you
basketball
can't
player.
name ones everyone remembers. Like
Yeah.
Quincy Pondexter, everyone knows and loves and remembers Quincy. Isaiah Thomas, great pull.
Derek
It's got to be
Lowe.
more abstract.
Scott Suggs. I think he was on that basketball team. C.J. Wilcox. He was
What
a
about
first-round pick, though. That sounded
obscure
random.
Mariners.
Obscure Mariners?
Yeah, it's going to be all bullpen guys. JT Chargois. No, he was just here, right? Not that long ago.
Yeah, I think he was on the 24 team. But he had two separate stints. He had one that was probably like 2018, 2019.
Okay, most obscure bullpen guy you guys can remember. And Bump, you can also do from the Dodgers if you want. where you're just like, that guy?
Joseas Manzanillo. He, in 1996, took a comebacker to the man area and had to get, I think, both of his testicles.
Felipe Ricardo. Felipe Ricardo.
Felipe Ricardo?
Yeah.
Okay.
You just picked two random names and put it together.
I think it's fitting that we end the show this way. That's very on brand.
We got a Ryan Appleby shout out.
Very on brand.
Butch Husky. Yeah.
Someone said Janikowski.
Cardell.
What?
Milano.
You're making up more names.
Real people.
Okay. Wyman and Bob coming up next.
Wyman and Bob.
To me, the biggest thing about this Naylor deal
every afternoon at 2
is not that they signed him, not that he makes sense, that he fits perfectly. All of that is true. What it represents to me is a shift in philosophy with ownership, with the front office. It's the biggest free agent deal since Jerry DiPoto's been in charge. And to me, this represents a huge change in philosophy that I hope continues while they address other positions.
Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton, only on Seattle Sports and Seattle Sports on YouTube.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. At Bay Alarm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bayalarm.com today.
You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Superior Linen Service. 98 years providing logoed apparel, uniforms, floor mats, linens, and more. Give us a call. We answer the phone. Superior Linen Service. Visit suplinen.com.
Matt Coker here with West Coast Men's Health. In the past 5 years, we've seen thousands of men at our clinics. Most guys tell us the same story, that in their early 50s, it's not that they couldn't function, they just needed help. They started taking Viagra, and it worked great at first. But after a few years, it stopped working. The problem is that their arteries had become more restricted since they started taking it, because Viagra does not unclog arteries. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we use acoustic wave therapy to target the real problem. We break down plaque and clear up the arteries so blood can flow like it did in your 20s. This restores function. And guys, listen to this. You won't have to take a pill anymore. So if this sounds like you, give West Coast Men's Health a call today and see how we can help.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Hi, I'm John Ray, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. When you buy an engagement ring or fine jewelry gift from Shane Company, you get more than what you paid for. Our jewelry comes with our all-inclusive free lifetime warranty. It covers everything. There's no fine print. You'll get unlimited cleanings, resizings, and repairs. Plus, it even protects your engagement ring's center stone. We stand behind the quality of our jewelry, and that's our gift to you this holiday. Peace of mind. Because a friend knows the best things in life are free. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
November is a great time to get a new TV. Now that the top-rated brands like Samsung, LG, and Sony are at the lowest prices of the year. With Black Friday deals available, what more could you want? How about better than Black Friday? Before you click, you should call Video Only to see how you can go lower than Black Friday. That's right, the best TVs at better prices. Check out Video Only before you buy, or you'll be sorry.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
What's your holiday tradition?
It's G. Scott here. For me, it's gathering with loved ones around a meal that brings joy. For many families, that tradition feels out of reach. Next time you shop at Safeway, please donate to Nourishing Neighbors. Your gift provides groceries to families across Washington, giving them access to nutritious food and the dignity to shop like the rest of us and choose what's meaningful for their holiday table. Visit nourishingneighbors.com and donate at your Safeway checkout. That's nourishingneighbors.com.
When I asked Scott Lucky if his last name had anything to do with his success in the trucking industry, he laughed and said, well, Mike, I guess you could say I've always been lucky. But when I asked him how he and his family grew Lucky Distribution Services into the company it is today, he didn't talk about luck at all. We work hard, he said. We keep a close eye on the bottom line, and we treat our people the right way. In other words, Scott Lucky makes his own luck, which is precisely why he switched to Pure Talk Business. Last month, I paid the big guys $740 for 12 lines, he told me. This month, I paid Pure Talk $420 for the exact same service. Thousands of businesses all over the country are saving real money by switching to America's most dependable 5G network, and luck has nothing to do with it. Just dial pound 250 and say micro. That's pound 250 micro to switch to a